All right, welcome back. So we are going to be jumping into this video from Mysterious on YouTube, who has made videos on Trisha in the past, which have been incredibly detailed and, incredibly done in general. I mean, the research is insane. I could never. This video has been sent to me a lot. It is about Trisha Paytas and an old fan, ex-fan, called Daniel E. Carl. And I know the general story. Which is about a super fan of Trisha. Trisha makes them feel, really parasocial and close, and then Trisha drops them and uses them to get out of a scandal. So I know the synopsis, and I also want to start the video off by saying that a lot of people have sent me this from the Frenemies 3 subreddit, which is basically showing a different narrative than what Mysterious is talking about. So what we're going to be doing is watching this, talking about this, and then going through the counterpoints. So I am not going to be, I'm going to try to get as fair as possible, because I know there's a lot of people watching this video and being like, wow. I know there's a lot of people reading the Reddit thing and going, wow. So I want to do it as fair as possible. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. So, this is from Mysterious. I'm going to be watching this for various commentary purposes, but shout out, and I will link the video down below whenever I upload this. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Hey everyone, Future Mysterious here. I'm going to talk really fast. I'm going to pop in here really quick before we get started, because between the trailer dropping and me revealing the thumbnail, people are concerned that I'm focusing on Trisha's political views. So, I just want to say...
Oh, also, this is on 1.5 speed, because this video is 2 hours long. So...
As far as Trisha's Trump video goes, I am not focusing on the politics of the whole thing. Personally, I do not care for Donald Trump, but I'm not going to judge anyone that voted for him, because he was once president of the United States, so I'm well aware that a lot of people did vote for him. I am not one to talk politics or dictate someone's political views. That is your own personal preference. This video is mainly about Daniel E. Carroll, and the Trump video is a significant part of Daniel's story, so we will be focusing on the backlash that Trisha faced, and we will be focusing on how people reacted to her video, but my main focus is the lies.
Fuck Donald Trump. I don't care. I'll voice my opinion. If you support Donald Trump, you very much so support very different things than what I do, so you can go...
she told due to the backlash. In the second half of the video, we do focus on the lies surrounding the Trump video, but the lies that I'm focusing on has nothing to do with Trisha's political beliefs, so I just want to make that crystal clear before we even get started. Alright, I'm done talking now. I hope you guys enjoy.
This is what smart people do. They put these disclaimers on board. That's what smart people do.
Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today is episode 3 of the Trisha Paytas series that I've been working on, and I know this video is a long time coming. I apologize it's taking me so long to put this out. There are 3 other videos in the series that I highly recommend watching before you get into this video. And
the other videos are really, really, really good. I went on Janet Devlin's podcast and she asked me about Mysterious, and I was like, the Trisha videos are insanely done.
All of them in the description box down below if you're interested in watching them. Today's video has several different layers that all center around one story. Back in 2016, Trisha uploaded a video that was titled My Online Stalker, where she accused a loyal fan of stalking her online. His name is Daniel E. Carroll. Daniel was nothing but supportive to Trisha since the beginning of her career. He was a super fan of her until Trisha completely turned on him. Daniel's story centers around a pretty big controversy in Trisha's career, which was a video that she uploaded in support of Donald Trump. Based on all the evidence I'm about to show you in this video, I believe Trisha saw an opportunity to gain sympathy from her subscribers to cushion the major backlash that she was dealing with from uploading the Trump video. The online stalker video was filled with lies and left a former fan, who was autistic by the way, dealing with a massive storm of hate, all because Trisha was trying to clean up a mess that she created all by herself. Since the Trump video is a major piece to the story, we are also going to be heavily focusing on the lies surrounding it, because this video has come back to haunt her over the years. There's a lot
as many have. I think this is interesting automatically coming off for me, because the Donald Trump controversy with Trisha, in which she came out and was like, this is why you need to vote for him, I love him, I'm obsessed with him, was one of the first Trisha scandals I was ever aware of, because that was around the time when I was starting to really watch YouTube, 2015, 2016, so that was one of the first ever scandals that I saw Trisha in, and that was one of the first times I ever heard about Trisha Paytas.
to get into, so let's get started.
Whereas a lot of people have years and years ago experience, this is my earliest memory of Trisha Paytas, is the Donald Trump video.
Before I get to the background of everything, I just want to give a huge shout out to Penguin Lover. This account was the only video that was made during this time that showed the truth. So major props to this channel, and I will link their video and their channel.
Trisha Paytas bullies autistic man. with receipts.
In the description box down below. We're going to be moving in a timeline after we get through the backstory, so make sure you pay close attention to the interactions between Trisha and Daniel, because once we get into the stalker video, she tells so many lies. Daniel E. Carroll has followed Trisha since the beginning of her career, when she had barely any followers.
Me and Trisha were friends. We met over 5 years ago on Facebook. She wasn't really big popularity-wise back then. I started to leave comments on her posts, and she started to respond to them. She kept on saying she enjoyed my support. I made references. She got them, thought they were funny, and I kept on engaging her social media and stuff like that. And there were times when I was stuck up for her.
Daniel would support Trisha on all her social media platforms. He would also defend her and have her back if she got any hate. In the beginning, Trisha acknowledged this.
Oh my god, Jay, thank you so much for subscribing. Okay, so basically, we're doing the synopsis of one of the first fans, like a really early fan. A ride or die, and it seems that Trisha took him under her wing. So I'm just like saying this so we're all continuously on the same page throughout this video, because again, it's a long video, so I want us to be like on bar here. I've never heard of this. Daniel commented, "Thank you for doing this. You found things I even thought I lost. Thank you for listening to my side of the story and getting it out there." 100 replies. Seemingly very positive. Very positive. Positive response to him. Okay.
And told Daniel how much she appreciated it.
Probably one of my favorite people in the world, you guys. If anybody watches me and thinks that we would be great friends, like, tweet me, Facebook me, do whatever it takes, because I'm so freaking excited that me and Daniel Carroll have become friends. Like, Daniel's, like, awesome. He's been, like, he'll never say a bad thing about me, ever. And, like, if he doesn't agree with something, like, he'll, like, talk to me about it. Like, I love that. It's so, just love it. Thank you, Daniel, for having my back and telling people to shut up when they need to.
Happy birthday, Daniel! Daniel, thank you so much for holding down the fort before I came in. Daniel! Thank you so much I love when Daniel's my intro. Tell everybody hi, Mama Carol.
Daniel can't know he'd rather.
Mama Carol. So Trisha knows enough about this man's life to know about his family, I guess. So she's making a big point that she wants to be friends with him or something like that. Or at least, you know, well, I mean, she literally said, contact me, so.
Daniel's so far away, though. He's far away. A lot of obstacles there.
We're going to be getting to that. Don't worry. We're going to be getting to that.
Daniel bought her books and he reviewed them on his channel. Trisha would even go to his channel and thank him in the comments, as you can see in these screenshots. They would even chat in DMs on Facebook, and here are several screenshots showing that they would have full conversations. Trisha would even interact with Daniel on Twitter, as you can see in these screenshots. Trisha called Daniel her friend, and that meant a lot to him. She even had a contest back in 2013 where the prize was a Skype date with her.
Whoever the top 3 people that I connect with, I am going to Skype with.
You had to upload a video on YouTube giving the reasons why Trisha should pick you.
Video going out to Trisha Paytas. Yeah, I know it's another Trish video, but Trisha put out a video where she's wanting people to give her responses and possibly want a Skype date with her. So I figured, why not throw my hat out into the ring? Me and you, Trisha, we've been friends for a long time, and I've been a fan of you for an even longer time. You know, whenever there's some kind of big hater out on your pages, I'm always the first one there to defend them.
Daniel was one of the 5 winners that won the Skype date.
Great feature, Trisha. I'm so glad that I won. Yes, DC.
Okay, so, one of 5 winners, wow. I'm trying to keep opinions at bay until I get a little bit more context, but I can't help but automatically say how inappropriate this is on both of their behalves. I mean, parasocialness really wasn't talked about that much, so I mean, I'll let Daniel off a little bit based on just what I've seen so far in this video. I also will note that with autism, social cues isn't aware. It's not an excuse, but it's definitely something to note. It just feels very inappropriate that Trisha's making such a big point of wanting to have such a close relationship with her audience, like literally calling them and like literally being like, let's be friends. It's like, it's putting herself in like, it's like, I'm trying to figure out like how I want to phrase this, but it's, she's crossing a personal boundary of herself in a way to extort more defense and money from these people. Them defending her online because they're defending their friend Trish. And money isn't, so they watch more because they're like, that's my friend Trish. So Trisha is, from what I've seen, feeding into it. And obviously the fan is being a little bit, intense back. So I'm currently not really siding with either of them because this is literally weird to me anyway. And I mean, speaking from someone who had a parasocial relationship with a YouTuber, I mean, I get really, whenever I see anyone really talking to YouTubers in like private DMs, I just think it's really weird.
I'm super excited to Skype with you as well. Between DC, Jason, Lamb, and I think Hank. Well, Hank doesn't really tweet me that much, but those three are ones that definitely...
But unfortunately, the Skype date never happened. In this next clip, you will hear Trisha making excuses as to why she hasn't done the Skype calls to the winners yet.
Yeah, I mean, Jason, Daniel, Carol, and all the other winners, like, I want to Skype with the guys. They're like, it's definitely going to happen. Like I said, I want to be in a good place when I do it, I don't want to be, like, in this pissy mood.
I had the pleasure of interviewing Daniel, and I will let him tell you guys what actually happened with the whole Skype date.
She's going through with it. She's going to have a Skype date for some members of the community, and she was already announcing one of the winners, me. A couple weeks later, she closed it and announced 5 different winners. I never reached out to them to find out if they had went on their Skype date or not, but I was one of the 5 winners. 2 weeks from that day when she announced it, she was going to have this Skype date. Day of, I gotten a good, decent shirt on. Made sure my usual room I do my computer stuff up and was looking good. And my nieces at the time even decided to set up a little bit of a flower bouquet in the background just to make things look.
I mean, that also makes me uncomfortable as well. You know what I mean? I mean, him dressing up and, making it like this like date. But then Trisha is also, being like, I want to call you. We're going on a date. We're doing a Skype date and all like this. It's like, so far, I think both people are making this really unnecessarily uncomfortable. Unnecessarily uncomfortable. And this is never something that I would do. I would never go on an hour-long call with any of my viewers that I didn't know. And the reason for that is because that's very weird. That's very weird. That's no disrespect to any of you watching. But if I was to go on a call right now with Grey Goose, we'd have 5 minutes of conversation? Then, you know what I mean? Like, it's weird. I think it's weird from both points of view right now, as of 8 minutes into the video.
Extra special. I forget whether it was 4 or 5, but time came, nothing. Hour later, nothing. So on and so forth, nothing. I emailed her and I also tweeted asking if she was okay because there was nothing on Twitter. Didn't hear anything for a couple of days, and then she was blaming it on, apparently the night before, AMH decided to have a booty call with her, and she was blaming him that he gave her...
Who's AMH? 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 Who's he talking about?
Very terrible vibe and all this
Michael Anthony Hall. One of her celeb exes. Oh, okay.
stuff. She would reschedule. I sent an email saying, sure, I understand. I'll be fine with the reschedule. A month later, sent another email, was asking if there was any updates. About one email a month for 4 months, I think. No reply. No reschedule.
So Trisha
did the competition, said she was going to do the prize, then said she was so excited to do it. She chose Daniel, even though he had already been acting a certain way on social media, which is fine, and then didn't fulfill it. So then there's now, or not Michael, Daniel checking it up, making sure it happens. But the only reason he's doing that is because Trisha is making such a big point that she's so excited for this date to happen. And it's like, you know what I mean? It's like they're bouncing back each other with a tennis ball of being really weird and inappropriate. That's what this gives me. And I'm very, very, very protective when it comes to parasocial relationships now because I'm, but yeah, this is very weird on both behalves right now. I feel that Daniel is being weird and overbearing, which is, I'm not going to say it's actually not fine. I was going to say about, he spoke about social cues with his autism and stuff like that, but also it's not an excuse. But also Trisha was very much so feeding into that and using that to her advantage of him defending her and stuff like that, but then would, in the process was making false promises and stuff. So it's like really, really, really weird on both halves to me right now.
Scheduled a day and a time with Daniel, and she never showed up on the call. He sat there for hours waiting on her and nothing. Once she finally responded to him a couple of days later, she blamed it on Anthony Michael Hall because that's who she was dating at the time. Even though the Zoom call never happened, Daniel continued to support Trisha. In 2014, Trisha ended up doing a short film that was titled Viral Video. At the beginning of this film, she is having a fan signing of one of her books, and one of the fans that ends up approaching Trisha looks very familiar. Check it out.
I have to
Oh my god. Oh, she is... Oh, that is shady. That is so shady. That is so fucking shady. So during this time, he's like still like supporting her like crazy.
It's okay, you guys. I'll sign something for everyone, so it's okay. Thank you.
Hi. Trisha, it's so finally good to be meeting you. I really feel like there's a connection between us and you. I think we're...
Oh, yikes. Yikes, that's bad. So yeah, I mean, he was very much so a joke to Trisha. Yikes.
We're gonna be great friends. Yeah, hey, I'm serious. We need to spend some time. You're out of here. I love you, I do.
So that joke about we need to spend more time together could obviously be about the Skype call. But I mean, Trisha was like actively saying how much she wanted to do it, and it was a Skype date, and she personally chose him to get it. So it's like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying about like both sides here, and I feel like it's okay to have that opinion of it both being, you know...
Hi. Thank you.
Having to like fake a signing is crazy.
Thank you. You deserve a raise for that one.
Can't be too careful these days. A lot of creeps and stalkers.
So after the short film was released, Daniel did what he always did for Trisha when she had a big project that she was promoting, and he uploaded a video talking about it. Trisha ended up commenting on Daniel's video with the...
Oh my god! Time and place! And you did it at my book signing! This is crazy! So she's equally... Okay, and here's what she's doing. She's feeding into it enough so that he doesn't leave, because he's being insanely supportive of her, and she needs that support. This is weird, though. On both of their behalves, but Trisha's definitely feeding into it.
Following. I love this. Thank you. You put it up so quick. If there's one person I can always count on to just stand by and support anything I do, it's you, BC. This means the world to me. Now, other people in Daniel's comment section voiced their concern about Trisha hiring an actor that looks similar to Daniel. One person said, did you find that the guy at the start off of the video who grabbed Trisha and was saying how much of a fan he was resembled you? A lot of people are saying they do see it. I don't blame them. Really, you do kind of see it.
Okay, so he was like, what, like a little celeb within the Trishy fandom at the start then? If they're all talking about him? Not the Trisha fandom drama 8 years ago. It's wild.
Yeah, and Daniel responded with, I know they were trying to get the creepy stalker fan vibe from him. I know it was just a coincidence, and that Trisha wouldn't take a jab at me. Besides, I would hope that if me and her ever do meet in public, I would act with a lot more decorum, and I know I wouldn't be grabby as that guy was. Trisha ended up responding to this comment herself, and she said the following, LOL, I honestly didn't even think that at...
You know what I mean? Like, Trisha's going out of her way to, like, keep him on side. I feel like that's the perfect definition of it. Like, keeping him on side. Which is a nasty thing to do if you're so uncomfortable with him.
All. We actually had an older actor in his 60s, more of an Al Pacino type casted. He couldn't make it last minute. The actor Frank stepped in a pinch, so definitely not. Daniel's one of my biggest supporters and is always so sweet to me. It wouldn't make sense. If I ever wanted to represent DC in one of my videos, I'm going to fly him out to do it himself. And
So especially someone who struggles with social cues, you're now fully saying, oh, I want to invite you out. I want to, you know, do all this. I want to go on a fucking Skype date with you. I will fly you out. Like, why would you say that? Why would you say that?
Anna responded to Trisha and said, thank you, dear Trisha. I knew that was the case, and if you ever did want to fly me out, you know I would be there with bells on. I hope you're having a great day. And another person in Daniel's comment section said, Daniel, you seem like a very nice and funny guy who has always had Trisha's back on everything. I can't help but think, though, that the depiction of the character was too close to your resemblance. She casted it. You deserve better. I hope you have a great weekend. And Daniel still defended Trisha. He responded to this person and said, according to Trisha's comments on this review, apparently it was just a coincidence, and it was last minute thing. Hope you have a great weekend as well. You know, if this was just the guy's looks, I might be more more inclined to say that this was one big misunderstanding or one big coincidence, but having the actor specifically say, "I think we're going to be great friends," makes it so obvious that this was directed at Daniel. In a majority of Daniel's videos to Trisha, he always referred to her as his friend. I personally believe that this was put in the short film to make fun of Daniel, which is pretty messed up. In fact, when Trisha deleted her 1,300 videos last year...
1,300 videos, she deleted. Crazy. I just don't know why she would make fun of him, you know what I mean? Like, if you're writing so hard for him being your friend, even if you're faking it, like, why would you include that? Like, what, if, like, he's an inside joke with you and your friend? Like, but then why would you, like, include that in, like, a public thing? I don't get it.
She ended up deleting the viral video, but she left the sequel to this film up on her channel. Why would she do that unless she was trying to hide something? Daniel always gave Trisha the benefit of the doubt, and he kept supporting her. Daniel said it was around 2015 where he noticed that Trisha was cooling off her interactions with him, but Daniel continued supporting her. In December of 2015, Trisha started dating Sean Vanderwilt, and as most of you guys know, this was her crying.
This was the era of Trisha that I watched. The kitchen floor era, that was the era I watched.
Floor phase. She was constantly trying to get sympathy from her fan base, and she was also constantly sending hate towards Sean. In March of 2016, Daniel was getting fed up with Trisha walking all over him, so he decided to speak up for himself. On March 28, 2016, Trisha was mad at Sean and decided to upload a video that was titled "You're Not Britney Spears, Bitch." Even though we focused on this video in the last episode, here is a small clip for context.
Happy Monday, y'all. I hope you had a great Easter. I know I did. Praise Jesus, Lord has risen.
Is her hat Sean Vanderbilt or something like that? So it's SWW. Yeah, when she outed Sean. Yeah, that was the era that I was watching Trisha. Oh, fucking hell.
Coming home in traffic for 5 hours. Anyways, I was just randomly thinking about this, but Kevin Federline will never be Britney Spears. Like, I don't care how hard he's worked before he met Britney. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he sings better than Britney, or dances better than Britney, or looks better than Britney. It doesn't matter if he's a guy and all Britney's fans are little females. It doesn't matter because he's never going to be Britney Spears. You're never going to be Britney Spears, Kate. Like, you're just not.
Trisha took this video down within hours of posting it due to backlash, but before she took it down, she was over on her Twitter complaining about Sean like she would normally do when she was mad at him. According to Trisha, a fan of Sean's got in a Twitter argument with a fan of Trisha's, and Sean's supporters said some pretty nasty things towards the person that was defending Trisha. Unfortunately, I can't find the tweets that Trisha referenced, but once she removed her Britney video, she uploaded an apology video the same day that was titled "I'm Sorry," and she talked about the fan that was being attacked. And before I play the clip, I'm just going to put out a trigger warning because she does talk about cutting and self-harm, so please fast forward if this may trigger you.
I have seen this clip, and I'm going to skip forward. Sorry for skipping over context, but what she says is you know, pretty nasty and intense and very triggering, so we're not going to watch it. So just pretend you heard her say stuff. Okay.
A few days later, on April 2nd, 2016, Daniel decided to upload a video that was titled "An Explanation of What Happened on Monday," where Daniel tells his side of the story.
Last Monday came around, and she was reacting to the breakup with Sean in her usual manner, posting a video where she's venting about how she's hurt in all this, however in a troll comedic way, comparing him to Kevin Federline. Apparently, his fans started to swerve some of the piranhas. One of his fans told one of her fans,
I've just muted it a second. So basically what you missed there was Trisha was defending someone who was getting a lot of hate, so he's going to make the argument, why did you never defend me, Trisha?
Comments she made on her Facebook in replies to her own comments on her video, when random piranhas would tell me to go. And not one word. Not one word from her. So, needless to say, after all...
Oh my god, my finger just being on my mute button right now is crazy.
that was happening and all that, I kind of felt a little hurt. So I just tweeted something along the lines of, you do that for some random person, however, that happened so many times for me and you didn't say crap. And then I felt hurt.
So he feels hurt that Trisha has defended, like, random people on Twitter that were getting bullied by her fans, but not defending him, who's always stood by her. And apparently one of, you know, her friends.
Directed at her. I was just posting it, random tweeting, and put a bracket there. Those in know. She followed me, unfollowed me.
So, sorry. He tweeted and said, you know, for those who know, like, why am I not getting, you know, the same, I feel... Basically, a subtweet about Trisha, didn't at her, didn't whatever, about feeling, you know, not worthy or something like that. And Trisha unfollowed.
Posted it publicly that I was somehow threatening her and scaring her. She wasn't going to
And
call
that was how Trisha responded about him subtweeting her. So the only time he's like ever snapped on her publicly, apparently, from this video.
any more of her fans because of me. And then blocked me. So she wouldn't have to see the obvious aftermath. They started going at me on an all-out vicious assault, calling me a loser, calling me a stalker, even calling me retarded. And that's been constantly going on. A few people have been tweeting me saying, after seeing this, they can't believe that she's done that it opened their eyes about who Trisha really was. That she'd do this, especially publicly. Well, the thing is, I'm really being hurt by it.
One tweet from Trisha caused her fans to attack someone that vented frustrations on Twitter after years of standing by her and never standing up for himself. No tags to Trisha, and he didn't name her in the tweets. Even after the Zoom call contest, he continued to support her. He had every right to vent his frustrations back then, because she really did him dirty, but he chose to stay quiet. She blocked him so she wouldn't have to see the damage that she caused. But the damage that she caused to Daniel was only the beginning. On April 6, 2016, 4 days after Daniel released his video explaining what happened, Trisha put out a cryptic tweet that said the following: "When online stalking becomes real life stalking, like honestly, what do I do? I'm legit reaching out for help."
Okay, I think this is a good point to kind of do an interval of what is being said over on Reddit. So this user says, "Reminder, you do not own content creators. They do not owe you constant attention. Daniel, it's been 10 years. This is not normal. Seek help. And shame on anyone fueling and profiting off of other parasocialism and mental disorders." Which is ironic because they're saying this to defend Trisha, but Trisha literally, has profited off of parasocial. That's what this entire conversation is about. And basically a tweet from Daniel. It says, "At Trisha Paytas, kisses you tenderly, holding you by your hair. Is this collar acceptable to you, my dear one?" So a very fucking just weird tweet. And obviously has sexual connotations with it. Clearly. And is a very bad tweet. And is a very inappropriate tweet, especially to send to someone who's your friend. So the only thing is we don't have the timeline. So we don't know if this tweet was before, the Skype call, before Trisha was commenting on his videos, before Trisha was publicly, defending him, all like this. However, I will not review Mysterious's video without including that a lot of people are also showing that there are these tweets from him, that it's not fair to include just... Okay, here we go. Sorry, to include just the video against Trisha whenever there is also these things as well. So I wanted to include both. So here we have a tweet. "What would you do if I came over with a pizza, Trisha, some mac and cheese, and offered to rub your feet for you?" And then Trisha responds, "Can you please stop harassing, spamming me, or you will be blocked?" I missed like 20 in that first post. No, I didn't. I didn't. There's one picture here. Oh, you're doing all this. Oh, sorry. "I'm always going to be here for you, dear Trisha. Please contact me. I get upset when I took 5 years. I was treated like shit." I mean, I don't know what people are trying to get me to say with these tweets. I mean, this is just him being pissed that, apparently his friend isn't, talking to him. But I think it's very important, that there are tweets from him in this manner towards Trisha. And it would be inappropriate for me to sit down here, film a video talking about this, and know that, and not also include that. So, my take on it is, obviously his tweets are so beyond inappropriate. And just so beyond inappropriate. My thing of confusion is how much Trisha was writing and dying for him on social media, because she needed him to be obsessed with her because he was defending her so much, but in turn was then, in a way, letting him think that this was okay. Because she wasn't blocking him, she was instead commenting on his videos and, in her streams being like, "I miss Daniel," and stuff like this. I'm not saying that she fully endorsed this, but all I'm saying is I'm very much so, his tweets are inappropriate. This is, really beyond the point. Why was Trisha feeding into this in any way? And yes, we are going to get bright emotes, don't worry.
She goes on to say, I've been getting online stalked for a while now, but it's gone too far, and now I don't know what to do. Police say they can't do much. Given the fact that she's already public...
So basically, she was feeding into someone who was deeply obsessed with her because they were defending her and she needed that. But she was indirectly feeding into them thinking that they were probably something more than that. Is that okay? Like, is that a good take? What do we think? With what we've been presented, is that a good take? Let me know, chat. Yeah? I agree. Okay. That's what I think. Yeah, that's where I'm coming at. You know what I mean?
Quickly named Daniel and told everyone that his tweet scared her. I'm sure her fans put 2 and 2 together and assumed this was about Daniel. On April 11th, 2016, Trisha released a video that was titled, Why You Should Vote for Trump. And just a side note, we are going to dig deep into the lies surrounding the Trump video in the second half of this video. But this video...
Said, I agree and I am autistic, someone said.
...caused massive backlash for Trisha.
Immigration and the wall he's building up and all that stuff and how he hates immigrants. Donald Trump does not hate immigrants. I'm pretty sure his wife is an immigrant. I'm pretty sure. I think she's a foreigner. Like, I'm sure he does not hate immigrants if he's married to one or a foreigner. I don't think any of us hate immigrants, us as an Americans. I mean, most of us don't because we hire them. They work in our country. The ones who better our country, get jobs, come here legally, pay taxes. Like, we love them because they're making our country even greater. We have outside sources coming in and just across the world, and everyone's just helping stimulate the economy. The problem is when they enter illegally, or trafficking, which is the wall. The wall, I suppose, is not to be like, we don't want immigrants. It's to control who does come into our country because we have so many illegal immigrants in this country. I live in California. There are so many.
Notice Mysterious says this video was in 2016, but Adam just showed us that Trisha asked Daniel to stop in 2015, so it's very clear Trisha really did feel uncomfortable with Daniel long before the Trisha video, someone said.
Taking our jobs, not paying taxes, which are 2 horrible situations in regards to our horrible economy. So you're taking our jobs, you're not paying taxes, we're paying for you. Same thing goes with the women who come over here to have a baby to get the American benefits. They come over here pregnant, have a baby, they can stay, and now they're reaping the benefits of Americans without having to do the duties that we have to do as Americans. So the wall, per se, is to control that.
The video
Trisha's duties being fucking recording herself crying in front of her kitchen.
itself was over 16 minutes long, making argument after argument on why it's a good idea that you should vote for Trump. In this screenshot, you can see that this video was just under 700,000 views.
The amount of dislikes.
Dislike ratio, 14,635 likes.
Yikes.
104,970 dislikes. You guys, I have seen my fair share of high dislikes on YouTube, but I don't think I have ever seen dislikes in this amount for a video that isn't even at 1 million views. That's insane backlash. Trisha started to drop subscribers drastically. She lost almost 27,000 subs the day she posted it. That's quite a drop, especially during 2016. In fact, someone posted a live drop count the day she uploaded the video, and the subs...
Oh my god, not the Bye Sister tease with the James Charles fucking subscribers going down. Okay. Predicting the future.
Are dropping at a rapid pace, and a lot of people were thrilled that Trisha was losing subscribers like crazy. Since this video is no longer up on her channel,
Drop Cunt era was iconic.
Under the original Facebook post where she promoted the video, so you guys can get an idea of how people were feeling. One person said, "Unfollowed from all social media. I'm not even going to click on your video to give one more view. I think you control and troll, and as long as you get a lot of views from stupid shit you talk about, it's all good. This man has caused so much pain and suffering and violence without even being elected. You have a large amount of people that follow you. You just made a crying video saying how you never meant to hurt anyone. Supporting this man is harmful in so many ways." And someone else said, "Okay, Trisha, think. I know it's your platform and you're free to say whatever you want, but what do you expect from your followers? We are all not Republicans. We are Latinos, African Americans, transgender, people with disabilities. I respect what is your belief."
All these comments are, very accurate.
But sometimes, just sometimes, it's better to keep it to yourself. I'm not against Republicans. I'm against the person that he is. He is a dark soul. I'm sorry, but the things that he says got nothing to do with Republican or Democrats. And lastly, somebody else said, "Girl, you're about to lose hella followers and subscribers. Being a Republican is fine. It's your choice. But endorsing someone like Donald Trump on so many levels shows how up of an individual you are. Trust, I'm probably one of your most open-minded viewers, but this man, or whatever he is, has standards much like Hitler did. Surely you're not too blind to see that. I can't support anyone like that. Have you been to one of his rallies? He doesn't talk about anything of substance. He repeats the same shit over and over to get a reaction out of the crowd. I feel bad for you, honestly." So, can you guys take a guess what happens next? Yep, it's time for damage control.
Yeah, I do think it is important that her first time ever voting was during the Joe Biden election, so she was literally just lying here about Donald Trump for outrage, but she does sway opinions because she's an influencer, so she was doing trolling, which then affects her own country. Like,
So Trisha hops over to her Twitter and puts out several tweets trying to defend herself. And I'm going to do my best to read all of these in order. There's a lot of tweets, but I want you guys to pay attention to how she starts off tweeting versus how she ends the tweets. The first tweet says the following: "Please keep an open mind that while I vote Republican, I'm hardly a conservative."
but she wasn't voting. You know what I mean? Like, she literally has said and that she has never voted before until 2020. Oh my god. Is that Biden's term almost up? 2024?
"I'm more in the middle than you think." She goes on to say, "Anonymous friend of mine just texted me. YouTube world is full of open-minded unless you vote Republican. No truer words ever been said.
Yeah.
I made sure to be completely respectful of everyone I was talking about in the video. Races, genders, sex preferences. But
Just
who
lying.
100% fully supports any politician? We have to pick what's most important for our country." And
Meanwhile, she wasn't even supporting any politicians because she wasn't voting.
those topics. "I stand behind gay marriage, I am pro-choice, and I love foreigners. Watch the video and listen to all of this. I stand behind Trump for his business savvy, his aggressive actions to take control over our country and regulate who comes in it. Legal immigrants help our country to become great. There's no argument there. Watch the video, please, before judging. If anyone is going to get our country out of debt and stimulate our economy, it's a business guy like Trump." She then starts quote tweeting people that are defending her. One person said, "It's
So basically, Trisha was panicking. Like, this was a scandal unlike no other. Unlike no
hard to say
other.
you're a Republican without getting hate, but I'm right there with you, girl." And Trisha replies with, "That's why I hardly talk about it. I just felt like I had a platform to say something, to maybe shed some influence." And another person said, "I'm watching your subscriber count go down, and it's pretty sad. You should be able to voice your opinion." And Trisha replies with, "It's okay, babe. Sometimes doing the right thing isn't going to make you popular." And another
What? Oh my god.
person said to Trisha, "Don't ever apologize for voicing your opinion. Not a Trump supporter, but I recognize the importance of others' opinions." And Trisha quote tweets it and says, "Appreciate that." She goes on to tweet some more. She says, "Between an awful conversation with an old friend, 2 lawyers call, and the hate on the new video, I would say this meant..."
Not Mama being the victim. But don't worry, y'all. Her day sucked. Because of you.
They sucked. I seriously can't catch a break. I really am just trying to do my best to stay true to me, but that's apparently not working, so what now? She goes on to say, "What do you do when quote unquote being yourself isn't working? Like seriously."
But she wasn't being herself. She was trying to troll for attention. That's the best part about all of this.
Stumped. I honestly don't troll anymore. I don't like it. But the hate I get for having an honest, open conversation, that's ridiculous. And then another person replies to her and says, "It's ridiculous that people are hating on you for voicing your opinion. I'm sorry, Trisha." And Trisha replies with, "At this point, I'm used to it. But at the same time, I'm not going to let it silence me from stating my feelings and beliefs." So this next tweet is interesting to me. And the tweet...
It's interesting, by the way, because she's just flat out lying here, by the way. She did it for attention, but the attention was too bad that she had to, like, you know...
It's not available anymore, but it's interesting because she quote tweets it. So this person must have said something that was racist or something, and she quote tweets it and she says, "And people say I'm the racist one." So she's on Twitter trying to make other people look bad to make herself look better. That's how I interpret that tweet. She then goes on to say, "Please tell me where in the video did I say I was against Hispanics, Muslims, or gays? Please give me the timestamp. Must have missed that." And someone else replies to her and says, "We don't watch you for your political views. Maybe just keep the politics to those close to you and off social media." And Trisha replies with, "I usually do, but one video out of 365 videos a year isn't really that bad. It's something I care about." She then...
So she's doubling down on the fact she's not trolling in this video. She ends up, you know, saying that she is trolling or something like that. I mean, yeah, she's literally said that she was trolling in all these videos and she wasn't voting and stuff. So this is her in the moment being like, "I'm not trolling, like, blah, 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 blah." I mean, but then she goes back on it a couple years later.
Then goes on to say, "Screaming, crying, perfect storm. I can make all the tables turn."
Screaming, crying, perfect storms. Wait, is that the Taylor Swift? Screaming, crying, perfect storms. I can make all the tables turn. That's the Taylor song! Not mysterious reading that like it was like Trisha's thoughts. Screaming, crying. Wait, is that the Taylor song?
This next one, the tweet is unavailable, but she replies to someone and says, oh my god, thank you, girl. I was seriously like, is everyone gonna hate me for this? Like, so needed support." And someone replies back to her and says, "So needed support? What? Needed support for supporting a racist, homophobic, misogynistic piece of shit? What the fuck?" She puts out another tweet and says, "Is it too late now to say sorry?" She then starts quote tweeting more people, and one person replied with, "How do you feel that all your subscribers are leaving you just like Sean left you?" And Trisha replies with, "So..."
That's rough. That is rough. That's intense. If someone told me that, I'd be like, that is rough.
"Used to it. Guess y'all figured out why Sean left me before I did. Cool. Thanks, social media. Someone replies to this tweet and says, to be honest, seeing those comments of Trisha Paytas about her Donald Trump video, and that's the reason Sean left her, it hurts me so much. And Trisha quote tweets this person and says, it's okay, babe. It is what it is. She goes on to say, I've been living my life in the unpopular way since I was a teenager. I'm used to the beatdowns and sucker punches. And the last
But
tweet
she's doing it to trigger an opinion, you know what I mean?
that I can find on April 11th, she goes on to say, fuck it. Bring on the hate. I'm a fucking tank. I get hit and
I get knocked down, but I get up again. Just in a singy mood, night, Trish. Thanks.
but I don't fucking break. So I know that was a lot to get through, but it's important to show Trisha's pattern. Trisha immediately goes into defensive mode, trying to justify the video. She then starts
She's a
quote-tweeting
fucking
fans
tank,
and shows
y'all.
only the ones that were
She's
in
a
her favor,
fucking
so that she can try to
tank.
sway people's opinions. Then towards the end, she starts turning on the sympathy and purposely picks a tweet that took a jab at her and brought up Sean leaving her, so that she could possibly gain sympathy. This is so typical of Trisha's pattern. She avoids criticism and backlash by making every possible excuse to justify her actions. And with
Trisha,
that,
after she does something for attention and the attention comes,
doesn't sway people's opinions, she lays on the sympathy. These are manipulation tactics that Trisha has used
The
her
amount of
entire
crying
career,
videos is
especially when it comes
crazy.
to guilting her fans and laying on the sympathy. So put a pin in this because we are going to talk about this more later. So while Trisha's world is exploding with backlash, Daniel is still trying to deal with the aftermath of Trisha tweeting at him. His video wasn't getting a lot of attraction and fans of Trisha were still harassing him. A channel by the name of Wendy Lee watched Daniel's video and reached out to him on April 11th, offering an interview and a platform to tell his side of the story. Daniel agreed to the interview because it was an opportunity for him to tell the truth to hopefully get Trisha's fans off of his back. The video was uploaded on her channel the next day.
okay, so we've now got Daniel doing an interview.
2016.
Interview
Trisha posted a
time.
video that was titled "I'm a racist homophobic bitch?" She posted this to her
Oh my
Facebook.
god,
with
we're all like scared to swear on YouTube these days, and this is what people were titling YouTube videos.
and a caption
That's
that read,
crazy.
"Yesterday's Donald Trump video, please watch." And shocker, this video has been scrubbed from the internet. Trisha did a really good job at hiding anything related to the Trump video. It's extremely hard to find any clips related to the original upload, and this video is just completely gone because I have searched everywhere. But judging from the comments on this Facebook post, the video did not go over well. She ended up losing another 14,000 subscribers, bringing the total loss to 41,448 subscribers.
That is a lot in general, but that is a lot as well, considering it was 2016, and like big mass unfollowing and unsubscribing parties were not common. So this was like genuinely people like disagreeing with her, and it wasn't like a hype or, you know, anything of people being like, let's go and unsubscribe. Like, this was genuinely people being like, fuck you.
Subscribers in just 2 days. To make things even worse for Trisha, Wendy Lee uploaded her interview with Daniel the same day as this video was posted, and people were seeing his side of things. Unfortunately, I cannot play any of the clips from Wendy Lee's video, and I know I keep saying this a lot in this video, that some of these clips are just completely gone. You know, I always thought the internet was forever until you deep dive on a video like this from 2016. There's just some stuff you just can't find. But, however, I did find Wendy Lee's Twitter and the evidence that the video was uploaded that you see in these screenshots, but when you click the link to both the video and her YouTube channel, it comes up as deleted, unfortunately.
Interesting.
Anyways, we all know that Trisha has a history online, that she is a massive hypocrite. She can talk about whoever she wants, but if you respond to her in any way, she makes herself into a victim.
True. Like, that is true. Oh my god, Guru Gossiper, this was it was the Gossip Gardener, something like that. That was the website Colleen made me, like, spend my entire fucking childhood on, making sure they weren't bullying her. Ah, memories.
Okay, we're going to get off the timeline a little bit, and I do have a point to the segment of the video, so just stay with me until the end. Back in 2016, there was a website that was popular to hold certain discussions about certain influencers or topics, and it was called Guru Gossiper. This site was very similar to Reddit. You guys remember when Frenemies ended and Trisha kept mentioning the H3 subreddit? She was literally obsessed with checking it and seeing what was said about her.
It's turned into a lot, and the source of all this is the H3 subreddit. That is without a doubt where it's from. I check it like I would check a
Damn, she's been talking about Reddit for a while now, hasn't she?
toxic ex-boyfriend, trying to figure out like what they're saying, what's happening next, and that's where all of it's stemming from. All the information.
And I'm sure most of you are familiar with the Reddit page that was created for the sole purpose of exposing Trisha and her lies that was called Trishyland. Trisha managed to get this page completely taken down, even though she claimed for a long time that she didn't even know how Reddit actually worked, and she claimed that she didn't know much about Trishyland.
She's asking about the Reddit about your hate group, hating like that on individuals not allowed. You know, I looked into it for like a minute. A lot of you guys were saying that they like harass other people on there and stuff like that. But there wasn't a lot to do. I mean, I think you had to report like individual posts. I couldn't find a place to report like the whole Reddit, and I just heard that's like impossible to take that kind of stuff down, which kind of sucks because I just know it's like a really toxic place. I block it out as much as I can, and it works for the most part. Like I'm pretty much in like ignorance bliss. Like I said, until I looked on the site, I was just like, okay, there's still like quite a few people that just have an issue, and it's fine. If that's the place they want to go, like I said, as long as they're not doxing or like threatening something, I think in that case, like if you guys see something like that, email it to me. If it's something serious, if it's like doxing, if it's something that's putting in danger, if there's a threat, I think then there's something to be done about it. But for now, I'm just like, okay, they just like re-upload my lines or something. All right, whatever, I guess. But anyways, that's enough about that. But I did look into it because a lot of you guys were telling me to, and I just like couldn't really find anything, and then like looking at a half hour, just like the ick, you know what I mean? And
But somehow she manages to figure it out.
The ick, she describes the haters as. I mean, pretty fair.
And report it on a daily basis for copyright.
Well, today the subreddit was taken down, which is really big because I only got introduced to Reddit sometime last year. I didn't know it existed. As hate Reddit existed, it started last year. It would rip my videos off.
Oh my god, people are talking about the H3 subreddit in the chat. The H3 subreddit terrifies me.
Within an hour and re-upload them to Reddit. So I would report it. I'd report all of them. And yes, it did take a lot of time. And I would see them be like, oh my gosh, you should be with your newborn and you're just reporting. I'm like, it's like the principle of it. You know what I mean? It really is the principle of it.
The truth is, Trisha is literally obsessed with websites and forums that are dedicated to talking about her, whether it's negative or positive. Actually, I personally believe she keeps up more with the negative attention rather than the positive because it's an obsession of hers. Guru Gossiper was no different. Trisha was obsessed with reading through the comments about herself. In fact, there's multiple...
Guru Gossiper, I don't know if... Are you aware of it, chat? Like, were you ever on it? Guru Gossiper was awful. So like I was saying, I had to be on that website, or it was the Gossip Garden. Or was it the Guru? Whatever it was, because I, had to keep up with them talking about, like, Colleen's cheating scandal and stuff. And it was just the stuff they would say on there would be so nasty. And then I find the Trisha one, it was so nasty. And find the one on, like, British YouTubers, and it was so like, really, really, really nasty. Like, if you think Reddit's nasty, like, Guru Gossip was so nasty.
Videos of her admitting to this.
It is kind of like Loco.
I think websites, should be shut down. The ones that are just posting cruel stuff to be cruel. Yeah, like the dirty, like Guru Gossiper. I think some of those sites just take things way too far.
I experienced this kind of stuff since, like, there was one called Guru Gossiper, like, so long ago. And I did used to read that all the time, and oh my god, it would just, like, tear me up inside. I would just be so on edge all the time. And now I look at it, and it's, like, to me, it's, like, silly stuff for the most part. The main thing is, like, oh, Trisha off, her views are so low, or whatever. And so I was like, let me just address this is the thing, because like I said, it used to bother me so much when I read stuff, but now I read stuff and it's like, what, I'm fat, I'm ugly, again, it's just like Guru Gossiper stuff, and that's old, I don't know if that's still even around, I don't know. But, and when the Guru Gossiper was a big thing, it was definitely more like, I was single, I had low self-esteem, I was abusing drugs, I was like really in untreated mental illness, all that. So it was like a really bad time for me to be spiraling on that, and then I had to just like stop reading it.
What happened to Guru Gossiper? Guru Gossiper. There's no way it's still a thing. What? There is no way it is still a thing. Who do they talk about? Trisha Paytas? Oh my god, Trisha has her own one on here. Deleted videos. Ruins every relationship, forever the victim. Yeah, I mean, Guru Gossip is really nasty. I mean, Emma Chamberlain has one. What do they talk about Emma? Emma Legal and Lonely Chamberlain? What? What is this? Close. Oh, this is 2019. I feel like... Oh, they're just, like, making fun of her. I'm talking about her weight. Gross.
I don't think it went away or it wasn't as popular, but obviously Reddit's like super popular now. In a dark space, you can like read that kind of stuff. I used to do that a long time ago on like this site called Guru Gossiper, and it mentally destroyed me. So literally looking at it for like a half hour, like mentally destroyed me. And I was like, I can't even. I avoided talking about it for a long time. And look, there's no way I could go on there and like read that stuff. Like I used to when I was younger, go on there was a site called Guru Gossiper that was kind of the same. And I used to go on there. And it would like make me spiral.
Back in 2016, when everything was blowing up about her Trump video, Trisha was a really big discussion on Guru Gossiper. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind.
That is true. That is true, because I saw it in the moment. Because 2016, 2017, and 2018 were the years that I had to, like, search all of the Guru sites for Colleen. And that was when they were talking about Trisha as well. So I would always go on the Trisha thing and read it, and they despised Trisha.
That she was obsessively reading this, especially when she was getting so much backlash from her Trump video. Let me tell you what, the people on Guru Gossiper knew what kind of person Trisha was back then and what her next moves would be. On April 12th, before she released the online stalker video, there was a post on Guru Gossiper that I found really interesting. A person had asked, how low do you think her subscriber count will go? Anybody think it will go below 2 million? Or probably not. And somebody responded with this, I don't think it will go below 2 million because later this week, week, she'll drop a my stalker story, abuse story, STD story, body positive, and then they put in parentheses, if it's any of those, I will die. And then they went on to say, and within
So basically, the narrative we're being shown right now is that people were predicting that Trisha was going to call out a stalker or any of these shocking stories to make people feel bad for her because her subscribers were dropping because of the Trump video. And then that ended up happening, and she was making a video about Daniel being a stalker.
the next month, it'll be back up to where it is today. I think a vast majority of her viewership
Right, what
since
we're talking
Sean
about.
went from fishies to hate watching, but people are still watching, including myself, not gonna lie. I think she has a long lifespan on YouTube to come, as long as she drops the occasional Shane, Candy Hall, regular breakdowns, and stripper tales. I don't think her star will shine, though, for 5 more years. I think in the next 2 years, she'll drop in popularity when all of us are really done with her shit. By 5 years, I think she'll be overtaken by younger, more popular girls. I'm curious what she'll do afterwards. She's completely unemployable.
Yeah, not the Shane Candy Halls. The trauma of just thinking about them.
Based on her video content, and she has no education. Now, I read this whole comment because this was back in 2016, and this person literally predicted her future. It's insane. But what I found really, really interesting is they specifically said that she will drop a My Stalker story. And can you guys guess what happened the very next day after this thread was posted?
If it isn't the stalker story, then this was a very boring build-up.
Yep, she dropped the online stalker video. It's just so interesting to me that people on Guru Gossiper predicted that this was coming. I personally think Trisha got the idea.
That is something to know. That they were like, she's going to do a story like this to get sympathy.
From this thread. Even if she didn't get the idea from this page, this is just so crazy to me to see that even back in 2016, people saw the same pattern with her. So much to the point that they are predicting her next move. 2 days after the Trump video was posted, on April 13th, 2016, Trisha uploaded a video that's titled My Online Stalker, where she throws a loyal fan under the bus just so she can get sympathy. She manipulated the situation to make it seem like Daniel E. Carroll was an obsessed stalker that wouldn't leave her alone.
The reason I'm doing this video is
Okay.
because
Here's my
I'm
thing.
genuinely scared of this person. And since cops can do very little about
Do I believe that Daniel took it too far? Yeah. Do I believe that Daniel was harassing her on social media? Yes. Do I believe that Trisha was going to have made this video if she wasn't in a huge scandal and needed a distraction? No. So this was just like a convenient thing for her to do. But do I believe that he was harassing her on social media? From evidence I've seen, I would believe so.
online internet stalking. I just have to make a public declaration. I'm not trying to be dramatic whatsoever. And I've never in my life, my 9 years of being on social media and YouTube, never have I felt so threatened at this point. This could not come at a worse time because right now everybody is on the internet, every single person. And, you know, I get hate, I get death. They eventually stop. People stop contacting me. They move on with their lives. Well, this person has no life to move on with except for mine, and that's what terrifies me. And I don't know what set this person off. I don't know what happened, other than the fact that I wasn't
But I mean, if she had him blocked at this stage, how was she seeing what he was saying? That's why this seems like she only posted this video to get out of the controversy.
responding to this person enough. And I have to be honest, when I read all these just really, and I was like, well, it doesn't seem threatening, the tweets. If you know the extent of this relationship, and I say that very loosely, I don't know the guy, I've never met him, never talked with him on the phone, never private messaged him, other than like, thanks for your support. And I always just try to be nice to him. I know he has some form of...
Well, that's not true, because she's on record asking him about his family and stuff like this, so she is also lying too. He's weird, and she's lying. Both can be true. He's weird, and she's lying.
Of, I think it's autism, and I really was just trying to be kind to him. That's really all I was trying to do.
Now, you guys saw everything up front in this video. Trisha and Daniel had a friendly relationship with each other. Daniel was a fan that Trisha trusted. He started following her way before she got big on YouTube. Trisha interacted with Daniel through DMs and very frequently on live streams.
She had a scheduled start of the stream for you now. Well, usually it was Thursday around 6 p.m. The thing is this. How you switch who you're watching on you now is, it was a vote. Well, back then it was a voting system. If more people voted it up than down, then you get a few more minutes screen time. The girls that were going on for her kept on telling people, vote up if you want to see her, even though, like I just explained, that was counterintuitive. And she mentioned that she wished that some people would get in the queue before her to make sure to throw it over to her when she was...
Jump scare.
Jump to the next one in line. So I started getting into the queue before her, and a few others did, though most of the time it was usually me leading into her. Yeah, I just basically got in the queue about a few minutes before it was her time to start showing up, and like I said, the moment she got up to the next one in line, I thanked everyone for putting up with me and just hit the button to pass it on to her. In fact, some of the clips...
I mean, unnecessarily, really attached to her as well. And she unnecessarily fed into it. Both statements are true.
She mentions that she was glad I was her lead-in.
Oh, hey, everybody. Hi. Daniel, thank you. First of all, I have to say, I totally am for the reason they come because he had his own little, meetup happening, and he's like a professional, too, because he's very speaking on me. On my schedule live show is not for 45 minutes for 3 o'clock, so I'm sorry that I was, on here early, but I might be meeting early, so that's why I wanted to, I look crazy. I know I did. But I love him, and thank you so much for just the details. You guys were here for Daniel. He's going to be on shows, too, and I never know who's on for me, so, I was going to be, and you didn't even have to go off. It was very sweet of him to just offer.
Yeah, her voice in this is insane.
For that, because otherwise I would have waited my turn, or at least it was great. Thank you, Daniel, for being my intro as always. He always makes me smile, and I love him.
So Trisha trusted him so much to the point where he was helping her out with her live streams on YouNow. I also want to point out that Trisha frequently interacted with Daniel publicly on her Twitter. As far as her interactions with him go, it was more than just, hey, Daniel, thank you for your support. There are dozens, literally dozens of tweets still up on her Twitter, and she is responding to Daniel, and she is reaching out to Daniel in some of these tweets. And we are going to look at some of these closer later on in the video. And you guys saw at the beginning of the video that she even awarded him a Skype date with her, even though she flaked on him and never showed up on the call. Don't you think if Daniel was this monster?
I think the reason I'm, sympathetic towards the story of people not believing him that she was messaging him. Now, again, maybe she wasn't. But, I mean, whenever I told my story about Colleen, a lot of people were like, oh, you were overthinking your friendship. She didn't message you like a friend and stuff like this. And I know she was. So I know people are having that same thing about him where it's she's not messaging as a friend. So it's kind of fucking triggering. But obviously it goes context to context.
That she is describing, that flaking on a Skype call would have set him off, but it didn't. He continued to defend her and be a fan of her for years after she did that to him. He even said in his What Happened on Monday video that he was still holding out hope that she would do the Skype call with
140k views? 140k views?
him.
I still had hope that you meant what you said about the damn Skype thing, that it was just a bunch of random coincidences and a big scheduling conflict why you never decided to go through with it. But apparently that wasn't the case.
In this video, Trisha is acting like she never spoke to him, never interacted with him, which is a big fat lie. She even had the nerve to insinuate that he was so dangerous to the point that he was capable of her if she made him angry.
He's very supportive. It did cross the line multiple times of being creepy, but I wasn't going to tell him because I didn't want to set him off knowing how he feels and knowing past cases of stalkers who end up killing the person they're in love with. And I just didn't want to set him off. I did not want to say, you're creeping me out. I did not want to say that. I know he's going to see this. I know he is. It does. You do scare me, and I don't want people... I don't wish ill will on you at all. I just want to be left alone, and I did appreciate all your support until at the point where I think you confused me calling you for a friend with what you thought we had, that you thought we were in something more. But because you give support, you can't expect something back in return. That's not how it works. And I just tweeted him back, and I'm like, dude, this is too much. It's too scary. I'm genuinely kind of scared that you're turning on me because what I said at the beginning of the video with Rebecca Schaefer, this man who was in love with her, she signed to love Rebecca Schaefer, and he thought that meant they were in love, and he came to her house, and when she rejected him, he went away, and he came back a second time, and he shot her.
So there's a lot to dissect in this clip that we just watched.
All right. I can understand, if, he's sending all these messages the way she's feeling this, and I think that's very valid and completely, do I believe that she's probably heightening this story a lot because, she's titling it My Stalker, and this was the era of Tana Mojo's My Stalker stories and stuff like that? Yes. I think both can be true at the same time.
Trisha took it way too far, insinuating Daniel was somehow dangerous. There has never been one threat from Daniel towards Trisha. The messages that have been shown are all nice towards her, and even in the video and the tweets that he put out after he was upset about everything, I personally thought he was pretty chill, and I didn't hear one threat towards her. She makes it seem like he has this twisted fantasy that Trisha and him were involved with each other. Daniel genuinely just thought of her as an online friend, and he didn't expect anything more, even though she played with his emotions and kindness over the years. Every time he talks about her, he refers to her as his friend.
Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel Lee Carroll, and a friend of mine is about to have a very special treat today. My friend,
oh
Trisha
my god,
Paytas,
Beauty Obsessed, thank you for subscribing.
about to have her 24th birthday. This is about the events of the past 2 days concerning my friend Trisha Paytas. As everyone knows, my friend Trisha Paytas put out a book titled A History of My Insanity. Well, I got sent in the mail today. My friend Trisha Paytas...
I don't know if Mysterious is showing this so we're siding with Daniel more, but this is just creeping me out. Again, to bring it back to the Colleen thing, because I think this is very topical, That's not how I would have spoken. My friend Colleen Ballinger. My friend Colleen Ballinger. My friend Colleen Ballinger. No, like Colleen. You know what I mean?
It's his third book, Tease. This is kind of a response/rant video because my friend Trisha Paytas posted a video yesterday. A few days ago, my friend Trisha Paytas released her fourth book, a self-esteem help book called Curvy and Loving It. I've been a fan and a friend of Trisha for a long time. To the two people going, "Why did you you're not really friends?" Please shut up.
Now, the next thing I want to talk about is how Trisha said that she did not wish any ill will on Daniel. Back in 2016, Trisha was very aware, at this point in her career, what happens when she uploads videos on people. She is very aware that her fans will swarm and attack anyone that goes against Trisha. Hell, this whole thing started because of a video that she made calling out Sean. Their fans were attacking each other. And Trisha was very aware that she caused this. So for her to say, I don't wish ill will on him, but she still decided to post this video, and she kept this video up on her channel until she decided to delete 1,300 videos last year. So what exactly did she think was going to happen?
It's so crazy to me that she, like, scrolled on her channel and deleted that amount of videos. 1,000 videos. You have to, like, manually click them as well. It's crazy. It was in the peak of, like, the Ethan drama.
When she uploaded this video, she knew her fans would attack him.
I know there are people online, I know because it has been going on for years, for I don't know how many years. I watched the video he made, said 5.5 years that we were friends. I've never met this guy. I call my online viewers friends, you know, we talk to each other online. You know, I appreciate you guys' support. I really want the best for all of you guys. I really do care about people who watch my videos.
Trisha tried to make everyone believe that Daniel misunderstood her calling her overall fan base friends, that he created this fantasy that they were actual friends. That couldn't be further from the truth. When you personally broadcast someone by
Jessica, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for subscribing with Prime. Thank you.
On a live stream and declare that you two are friends, that person...
If anyone has Prime, by the way, you can subscribe for free. I would be so grateful.
Going to think that you're actually friends.
Probably one of my favorite people in the world, you guys. If anybody watches me and thinks that we would be great friends, like, tweet me, Facebook me, do whatever it takes, because I'm so freaking excited that me and
She's
Daniel...
definitely feeding into it, for sure. For sure, feeding into it. I think it's inappropriate to not acknowledge that as well. I'm not on Trisha's side, and I'm not on Daniel's side. I just...
I'll become friends. Like, Daniel's, like, awesome.
When you subscribe to their channel and you personally comment on their videos showing support, that person is going to think you're friends. When you tweet things over the years that say things like, oh, we were destined to be friends, DC, or how about, hey, DC, thanks, can you tweet me the link to your review video again so I can retweet and watch? Thanks.
Yeah, this is literally like, you know the way we do Am I the Asshole? Yeah, this is where everyone sucks here. My goodness.
So, or how about, oh, DC, you make me blush every time. How have you been? Where have you been? You've been quiet recently. Or how about, oh my god, DC, how the heck did you...
You know that kind of thing where she's like messaging and being like, oh, you've been quiet recently. Like, that is an incentive for him to then message her in any way more. Because obviously she wanted the attention of someone messaging her because that's like a devoted fan.
You find them. Oh my god, I seriously love you. Thank you a million times over. So smart. Or how about, oh, woohoo, thanks, DC. Thought for sure you'd be the first to find it, but sounds like you're going through some things. Or how about, oh, please give Mama Carol my best. Give her a big hug and a kiss for me. She's amazing just like you. When you are tweeting things like this, what is going to happen?
Oh my goodness. Thank you for subscribing. EJ, thank you for subscribing with Prime. I see the muckers are figuring out how to subscribe with Prime. I appreciate it. It's if your account is linked with your Amazon Prime. Thank you.
That person is going to think that you are friends. When you know a person's birthday and you wish them a happy birthday publicly multiple times, that person is going to think that you are friends. And when you privately...
I mean, I wish a bunch of people happy birthday that I'm not necessarily best friends with. I mean, I've wished a lot of my audience happy birthdays. I don't know them. They would say the same about me. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that's like,
hold full conversations and DMs, that person is going to think you're friends. This relationship was more than just Trisha addressing her audience as being her friends. She publicly and privately had a friendly relationship with Daniel, and he did not misread the situation or have this fantasy in his head. He thought they were friends because that's what Trisha made him believe, and she had no problem with Daniel until he spoke up for himself.
Or that people were giving to this guy his videos on me, his whole channel, videos about me to me. And then the support on his last video saying why he's mad at me, why
I upset him.
I think it's so interesting that she mentioned Daniel getting support on his video.
One thing Mysterious hasn't mentioned is when he posted his video saying that he was upset with Trisha, how long after did she post this video? Because she could also be posting a video just, like, in response to him, you know, being mad at her or whatever. I mean, it's still weird, even though, you know, his video didn't get that many views or something, but, like, you know what I mean? Is that hasn't really been addressed by Mysterious here.
Video. At the end of the last segment, I said that Trisha was a massive hypocrite, and she can talk shit about whoever she wants, but if you respond in any way, she will make herself into a victim and make you look as bad as she possibly can. One quick example. Do you guys remember in the last episode when Sean finally responded to her after months of being silent? Trisha made herself into a victim because he spoke up for himself.
Asking me to respond to something that is clearly...
I mean, Trisha very much so abused her audience being able to destroy Sean's life. I mean, she's a horrible person. I mean, in this situation, though, I'm really not feeling one way or the other. I'm gonna be honest. I thought, I mean, we're midway through. I thought I was gonna be one way or the other. I am actually on nobody's side in this. And I know people have been sending this to me being like, Trisha is the worst. Like, thing. Yeah, Trisha's wrong for this. He's also wrong for it, too.
bullshit and fake and just for money and views. It's to me, he's still someone that I'm still deeply attached to. He knows this. So I question just why now, when I finally moved on, I'm happy.
She made it seem like Sean was doing it for clout, which couldn't have been further from the truth. This is what she does. She manipulates the situation and makes herself into a victim. Daniel is no different. She couldn't stand the fact that people were seeing his side of things and giving him support. One thing that I haven't mentioned yet is prior to Daniel being hurt and upset about Trisha never coming to his defense, is that he had already started to distance himself from Trisha. About 3 weeks prior, he stopped engaging with her social media to see if she would notice.
Then I kind of got thinking. When was the last time Trisha even, kind of sort of did anything even close to that? Then I kind of got thinking.
This full, Trisha has to do something back to him, because of his support. This is the problem. This is why we talk about parasocial relationships. Yeah.
And is she ever? So after about a week of soul searching, I decided, let's see if she don't...
Of soul searching?
What is this if I shut up? So for 3 weeks, I didn't engage any of her social media. I didn't retweet, like, or comment.
Take that, Trish.
On any of her tweets. I didn't react or comment on any of her Facebook posts. I didn't even watch, like, or comment on her YouTube stuff, or even like or commented on her Instagram posts.
I have no doubt that Trisha noticed the silence, even though she wants everyone to believe that's impossible for her to notice something like that.
Why I upset him? Because I didn't reach out to him or defend him when people were attacked. I can't monitor this person's social media. I can't.
Do I believe that she was monitoring his social medias? Yeah, I do. Do I believe that she was, making sure he was not saying things out of line against her? Yeah. Do I believe that he was also unhealthily obsessed with her? Yup. Yup.
I can't be this person's mother. I can't do that. I can't.
I am your mother. You listen to me. Stop all that mansplaining. No one's listening. Tell me who gave you the permission to speak. Trish is my mother. She listens to me.
Life.
Yeah, creators do not owe you anything. I think that's a good takeaway from this.
Wasn't focused on this person, and so his thing that flipped, that made him flip was.
Oh my god, Shinj, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
That I didn't even notice he wasn't responding anymore until 3 weeks later.
Throughout this video, Trisha is constantly saying that she can't give everyone personal attention, and she can't see every single message from every single person. If that's true with Daniel, then how in the hell did she see his original tweets? Take a look.
So, yeah, these were his tweets from earlier. Remember, we had to skip over it. Basically, he was like, sure, you talk about it. You trash him for not having contact for a week. If you know, you know. You know I'm here. You know I'll always listen. If you could just reach out to me. Sorry, everyone, after the day I've had. She's pulling this. It just said nice words. However, I remember all the time some fan of yours told me worse things and not a word from you. So basically, him being pissed that Trisha didn't, say anything in his support. Finally caught a Twitch stream. Thank you for being here.
Look at these tweets, you guys. There's barely any traction on them. He also did not tag her in any of the tweets. So how in the hell did she notice them?
Because she was watching him,
on Twitter and kept an eye on him because they had a friendly relationship. Also, all the tweets that I found on Trisha's Twitter of her reaching out or responding...
Well, I mean, in terms of being like, oh, it was a friendly relationship, you can also say, oh, no, she just wanted him to be so desperately defending her no matter what he was saying and stuff like that, so that's why she was watching so closely. It could also be argued she was watching so closely because he was making her so uncomfortable. There's a lot of different, explanations for it.
To Daniel, it's insane how quick she responded back to Daniel in a majority of those tweets. Most of them are within minutes of each other. Let's go through some of them. First up, September 13th, 2013, Daniel tagged Trisha and tweeted at her at 7:30 p.m. Trisha responded back to Daniel at 7:31 p.m. 1 minute she had a response back to him. Next up, October 15th, 2013, Daniel tagged Trisha and tweeted at her at 8:05 p.m. Trisha responded back to Daniel at 8:06 p.m. a minute later. Next up, October 17th, 2014, Daniel tagged Trisha and tweeted at her at 4:08 p.m. Trisha responded back to Daniel at 4:12 p.m. 6 minutes later. Next up, March 7th, 2015, Daniel responded to a tweet from Trisha at 9:05 p.m. Trisha responds back to Daniel at 9:07 p.m. 2 minutes later. Next up, July 7th, 2015, Daniel responded to Trisha at 11:15 a.m. Trisha responded back to Daniel at 11:15 a.m. Not even a minute passed on that one, you guys. Next up, November 9th, 2015, Daniel tagged Trisha at 8.
Sorry, just absolutely smacked my microphone. So basically making the argument that Trisha was always very quick to respond to him.
12 p.m. Trisha responded back to Daniel at 8:16 p.m. 4 minutes later. And lastly, on January 29, 2016, Daniel responded to Trisha at 10:09 p.m. Trisha responded back to Daniel at 11:52 p.m. Now, this is a couple hours later, but I would still say that this is a pretty fast response.
I mean, it's just a normal response.
To Daniel.
I mean, the ones with, like, minute and stuff like that, I get. But, I mean, that last one, just leave that one out.
There are several more that I didn't show. The point that I'm trying to make is Trisha was very active.
Happy, thank you so much.
Tweeted out so much to the point that she was responding within minutes.
Happy,
I can understand
you.
why Trisha would be so fast in responding to Daniel if she just tweeted something out on her page. But most of the screenshots that I pulled are from Daniel posting something on his own thread and tagging her. So for her responses to be that quick, it just goes to show that she kept a close eye on Daniel. Now, am I saying that she saw every single little thing that Daniel tweeted at her? No, I'm not saying that at all. She probably didn't see everything that Daniel posted because I can understand why it's so hard to keep up with responses being a large influencer like Trisha. But most of the correspondence between Trisha and Daniel, her responses are very quick to him.
I tried so hard for many years. He would leave the same comment on every single form of social media. Everything I tweeted would get a response. Every video I made would get a response. Every single tweet, every single post would have the same comment, the same message, and that's awesome. I was like, wow, I have a super fan, if you will. I thought, that's cool. That's what people want. I mean, that's why we do YouTube. That's why entertainment. You want people to get behind you and support you. And I have amazing, what I tell super fans, amazing ones who are very supportive, but at the same time very respectful of my time. They don't get angry if I don't acknowledge each tweet.
So let's talk about Daniel commenting on Trisha's post. First off, I don't think it's strange. I think it's very common for fans to engage in social media with their favorite influencers.
Seaweed, I agree with Adam. I'm on neither side since both of them had their wrongdoings. Yeah. I can't help but feel a bit bad for him because he's autistic. She talked to him a lot and then suddenly stopped, and as a neurodivergent person, he may have been hurt because he didn't understand why and thought he was being used, which he was. He was inappropriate as well, but he might not fully understand that.
Daniel was super fan of Trisha during this time, which is why he followed everything she did back then. Even Trisha said it herself, that if Daniel stopped commenting on her post, she would worry about him.
Never say never. I think Daniel's your biggest fan. I think you're right. Daniel, fan, supporter, friend, everything. Daniel's definitely number one. He's never left. He's, honestly, if I did not hear from Daniel Carroll, one day I would be so concerned. I'd be so sad. I would be sad and concerned. And one, I'd be like, oh, like, Daniel doesn't say anything. And then, two, I'd be really concerned. And then, like, my biggest thing is, like, oh my god, how do I...
In fact, there are tweets from Trisha over the years of her reaching out to Daniel to make sure everything is fine when he wouldn't be commenting on her posts. For example, on December 4th, 2014, Trisha reached out to Daniel and said, "You've been awful quiet lately, Mr. Carroll. Hope all is well with you and your family." And I already read this one, but I'm just going to read it again really quick. On March 14th, 2014, Trisha responded to Daniel and said, "All DC, you make me blush every time. How have you been? Where have you been? You've been quiet recently." And this one, I want to read the whole thread. On January 28th, 2015, and keep in mind, this is only like a year prior to the stalker video coming out, she reaches out to Daniel and says, "Everything okay? You've been awful quiet. Someone just tweeted me saying something happened in the comments. Hope everything's all right." Daniel responded back to Trisha and said, "I didn't hear back from you, so I assumed the worst and not been commenting on your videos." Trisha responded with, "Oh my god, why would you assume that? Please don't ever. Never has anything to do with you. Just glad you're okay." Daniel responded back saying, "Just the haters were getting to me, and I was starting to think
Oh my god! Ceres, thank you so much. Ceres Ann, thank you for subscribing. Yeah, this is messy. I do think that there's a lot of things that are being shown about Trisha talking about, like, I know Chad are talking about it as well, that the timeline is talking about, that Mysterious is presenting is, a lot of tweets from, like, January of 2015, and then the situation happened in 2016, so an entire year before. So using tweets, to make reference to that kind of cancels out a little bit. I still think this is just a bad situation on both of their behalves, including Trisha. Do I believe Trisha's wrong for this? Yeah.
on your...
And I think Daniel is wrong as well.
Nerves. So right here, she is specifically telling him that it never has anything to do with him. Once again, she is encouraging him to keep engaging with her. Also, a side note, I just want to point out, this is why Daniel really started to get fed up with her, because her fans were constantly attacking him out of jealousy. Her fans knew that Trisha was close with Daniel. That's why they were jealous of him. Daniel ends up explaining to Trisha what happened in the comments with one of her fans, and guess what? Trisha stops responding. Once again, not standing up for him or asking her fans to back off. But anyways, back to the point that I was trying to make, she encouraged Daniel to engage with her, and if there was a period of time that he wouldn't be commenting on her videos, she would reach out to him to make sure that he was okay. The next clip I want to play is a Snapchat video that Trisha released shortly after her YouTube video. Check it out.
You clearly see I have not responded to this guy in years. I never gave the impression that we were in a relationship. I have this exact email transcript of someone warning me back in 2015. You can see there's thousands of more messages since before 2014, but he says we've been talking as...
1,000 messages? 1,000 messages? That is insane. That is insane.
Friends for this long. I never responded or encouraged this behavior over all these years.
I mean, that is weird. That is weird. Good morning, good night. Hundreds of them and her not responding. Unless, she was deleting things. So say at face value what she's showing is correct. That is weird. What he's doing, that is weird.
Genuinely confused on this hatred and anger in this video towards me because I don't know him. I've talked to him as I would any fan.
So let's talk about the DMs that she shows in the Snapchat video. The messages she shows in this video have absolutely no responses from Trisha. She made it look like he messaged her every single day and she never engaged with him. I think it's interesting that she didn't show the older messages because if she would have, we would have seen numerous responses from Trisha to Daniel, as you see.
My best friend has an autistic son, so I can't help but feel bad for the guy. Social cues and stuff were extremely difficult for them. He did go too far and became inappropriate, but we really don't know the extent of his ASD. Oh, deleted. Someone should be living with him if his understanding of social and impersonal cues are skewed. Trisha initially encouraged him, so this really got all messy from both sides, and then was publicized, which made it worse for everyone involved.
In the screenshots that I've showed throughout this video, they did talk frequently behind the scenes, so that's another lie from Trisha, and the responses from her are more than just her saying, "Thank you for your support." They are full conversations. Now, some of the messages show Daniel saying,
Nova, I've been seeing you in chat. Trisha wasn't asking for it by being nice to him. I don't think anyone is saying that, though. I don't think a single person has said that. I feel like everyone's saying, yeah, what Bob has said, which is she's allowed to talk to him. She's also allowed to, cut it off and stop talking to him whenever she wants. I was just stating it. Okay.
saying good morning and good night to her. And I'm going to let Daniel explain why he did that.
One time she made a post that she wished someone would wish her good morning the first.
It's interesting that Mysterious did an interview with him all these years later and he still has the same opinion of it. You know what I mean? Like, it never changed. Not that it would change, but, like, obviously, a long time since it. Normally people look back on situations in a different POV, and clearly he hasn't.
First thing when they got up and wished her good night the last thing before they went to bed. And that's why those pictures of me wishing her good morning, good night on her, through Messenger are there. However, what she edited out was, her responding back. Her, those times I asked if I was going too far for her to please tell me to pull it back. Like I said, on autistics, I don't get context clues very well, especially when I'm going too far. However, she responded with, no, I'm not going too far. In fact, she gets worried when I don't reply to every post she makes, and I don't give those good morning or good night messages.
I mean, at this stage, he's just saying things against her. We haven't seen these messages from him, so we can or cannot clarify what he is saying here.
So I kept it up.
Everything that Daniel did for Trisha was out of kindness. He listened to her and tried to make her feel better if she was having a bad day. These messages are no different. He wanted her to know that people did care about her because she was always uploading videos about her personal problems.
I mean, it's just very respectfully. Any normal person would move on. Even in a real life relationship where you are in love with someone and someone left you, even in that situation, you don't continue to harass the person, to tweet them and Facebook them, saying, doing interviews about, like, that's not normal behavior. And to me, I take that very seriously. I take that very threatening. I feel making this video will just put it out there that
She's so untrustworthy that it's hard to determine the truth and what happened that wasn't publicly posted, Nicole said.
I don't condone this behavior. I don't want this behavior. I don't like the back and forth. I don't know if he thinks that I enjoy this. I don't. And like I said, this comes out of, this video's bad timing because people probably think I deserve this. And maybe they think I deserve worse.
Mackenzie says, but doesn't Trisha do that after breakups? I mean, yeah, I mean, she harassed and stalked Jason for years after, and I mean, Sean as well. I mean, that doesn't excuse someone doing it to her at all. But people have been at this mercy by Trisha. However, that doesn't mean that it happening to her is in any way okay. Nova, I know, I just didn't read out what you were saying because it would get flagged in the system. I've seen what you've said. Don't worry. I know that the tweets are there. Don't worry. I'm not on Trisha's side. I'm not on his side. I'm just in the middle. Don't worry.
You know, people are a bad person, and that's what you could think, but I don't deserve this. I don't put that out there. I don't.
I wanted to make sure I played this clip because it is so hypocritical. Considering this was during the time of her dating Sean, she literally said, quote, even in real life relationships where you are in love with someone and someone left you, even in that situation, you don't continue to harass the person, tweet them, and Facebook them, doing interviews about them. That's not normal behavior, end quote. You guys. She literally harassed Sean for over a year. And another example.
True. Luna, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, again, her harassing and, like, bothering Sean and getting Sean's career over and all this bullshit, and, I mean, driving into Jason Nash's house on meth and, you know, stalking him, it doesn't make it that it isn't a you do and you get kind of thing at all. For anyone to say that is ridiculous. Trisha doing something doesn't mean it should happen to her, the same way Trisha shouldn't be doing it to anybody.
Example, Jason, she harassed him for 2 years straight, trying to ruin every aspect of his life, or putting boyfriends aside. Look at what she did to Ethan after their split on Frenemies. She uploaded over 6 videos on him in less than a week. Or how about Charlie D'Amelio? Trisha uploaded so many TikToks on her even after Charlie told her to stop. That's actual harassment. And some of that with the boyfriends, I would honestly qualify that as borderline stalking. Seriously. So Daniel uploading one video on his channel after she named him publicly and him doing an interview, that doesn't even fall into the same category.
A lot of people are saying she can be a hypocrite and also be right.
Took a little break after the Shane video. What's the tea?
Welcome.
Sparkling heart.
Welcome.
Sparkling heart.
Welcome back.
Sorry, it just doesn't. He even told her multiple times that if she ever had a problem with him, to tell him privately and he would back off.
And what's worse, the fact that you did this. If you had a problem with me, you could have brought it up with me privately. You could have talked to me about it. I kept on telling you, if you have a problem with me, talk to me about it. If I'm going too far, talk to me about it. But you didn't. You fucking made a day.
I don't think she drove into Jason's house. She has no recollection of it. So if I say anything against Trisha, are you going to counter-argue it? I mean, that's fine, but she literally went on record saying that happened. So, what, am I not to believe things she says now if they just make her look bad?
Damn public fit. Stick your damn pants on me and just put your head in the sand so you wouldn't have to look at all the love and light you inspired.
This video is so deranged. Like, so deranged.
I'm literally going through hell because of your overzealous fans. Because you couldn't take that. After over 5 years, I finally had enough of being treated like I'm shit. I've done nothing but support you.
But that's the thing, you guys. It was never a problem for her until he actually spoke up for himself. She encouraged him to keep
Oh my god, her hair here. Crazy.
So I have told you guys throughout this entire video that I personally think that Trisha's main agenda behind the stalker video was using Daniel as a scapegoat for her Trump video to get sympathy. But
do I believe that? Yeah. Do I believe that she had every right to talk about what he was doing to her if he was making videos on her? Yes. You know what I mean? Do I personally believe that she only made this video to get out of the Trump thing? Yes. Do I believe that because he was also uploading videos on her that she was in every right to upload this video? Yes. Like,
I also think that she was angry. Angry that people were willing to hear Daniel's side of the story. And Daniel doing an interview with Wendy Lee, that made her very angry. I've shown the stalker clips a little out of order in this segment, but within the first 60 seconds of this video, she immediately starts talking about the Wendy Lee interview and how she was not happy about it.
My blood boiled and then it just turned.
So basically when Daniel went and did an interview about basically feeling used by Trisha to Wendy. Not Williams, but Lee, whoever that is.
Completely cold. My turned ice cold. Watching the beginning of this one woman's video, this disgusting, sad excuse of a woman, this pathetic woman who just, she bashes people on her YouTube channel. She does. I try to reach out to her. She got but her that I don't want to become besties and grant her interviews. You know, she seemed very genuine at first. Like, oh, I just want to talk to you. Nothing will be shared online. That's between us. And then she starts asking for interviews from me. I was like, girl, this is not. It made me feel uncomfortable. And that was it. I thought she seemed fine. We seemed okay. And then just engaging this crazy person's erratic, threatening behavior is disgusting. It made my eyes turn cold that someone could enable this and say that this is okay. Like, it made my eyes, it just made me turn cold. It just made my blood cold. Like, I still feel just, like, it's not, I'm gonna fucking sweat. I literally just, like, I was shaking. I was like ventilating. My heart was pounding. Like, that someone could enable this. I listened to the beginning of this video this morning, and as soon as I heard that he's gonna be on one, I can't listen to that. I can't listen to someone defending that, encouraging that, provoking that.
What made her even more angry was another YouTuber commented support to Daniel and shared their experience with Trisha.
I was reading comments on his video, this one girl who I thought we were cool too. She's a YouTuber, smaller YouTuber, but a YouTuber nonetheless. I left a comment and said, you know what, I reached out to her and her mom about this really violent guy, and he didn't respond back. The sense of entitlement people feel they have towards someone online, this girl specifically, I was a big supporter of her. I left comments on videos before, I was a big supporter of her, but for her to write that being so addictive and just trying to, like, spiral something that's not even real, like, I didn't even see a comment. My life is consumed by social media, and because I choose it to be that way, because I want to respond to as many people as I can, but if someone is becoming obsessive, or if my life becomes busy and fucking, which it has been for the past few months, I'm not going to be able to sit online and respond to you and stroke your ego for you. I can't do that. I can't.
Unfortunately, I have no idea who this person is since the video is completely gone, but if this video was really about her being stalked and fearful for her life, why is there so much focus on people supporting Daniel? And why is it one of the first things that she mentioned in the stalker video? This is the only time in the whole video where Trisha actually showed emotion. The rest of the video comes off so fake to me. She doesn't even seem scared throughout the video. She is trying to come off that way, and she tried.
I mean, again, that is just Mysterious's opinion, so the same way I could be like, oh, I think she's being so genuine. Someone could be like, she's so fake. So I mean, that's just opinion.
Tries at one point to squeeze out some tears, but there is absolutely no tears. Check it out.
And like I said, my dad was very concerned. My family's concerned. They just don't think I need to know.
Oh god, I hate when people do that. When they're like fake crying and they make the and all like the, you know, the noises of like a wet nose and like, you know, like shivering mouth, but there's like no emotion in the eyes. I hate when people do that. You see it so much in YouTuber apologies.
The internet, that's just not an option for me.
Do you guys see tears? Because I don't. She ends this video by doing her usual manipulation tactics.
You are fake crying! You are fake crying! Thank you for referencing that.
Time and time again, which is, I'm going to take some time off YouTube and I'm going to upload pre-recorded videos, blah, 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 blah.
And it's getting ridiculous at this point, and it's getting extremely, extremely scary. So I'm just going to take some time off of YouTube. It's not going to be a long time. I have some pre-recorded videos I probably wouldn't end up throwing up again. I'm so sorry, guys.
It's not going to be a long time. See you tomorrow.
This channel lately has been... It's gone to shit, and I'm trying my best to get through all this shit storm. And when I say this shit, I say my real life, my actual real life.
So, do you guys actually think she took some time off after this upload? Nope. She continues grasping at whatever she can to dig herself out of the hole that she made for herself. On April 14th, 2016, after the stalker video was released, Daniel's mother sent a message to Trisha on Facebook, and she was furious. I can't really read this whole message out loud because there is so much language in it, but to summarize it, basically she told Trisha that men only liked her for her body, that Daniel didn't care about all that, and he liked her for the person that she was, that she would be...
What a weird thing to...
sorry that she did this to Daniel. She also said that Trisha would be going to hell for treating people the way that she does, and that she would be alone for the rest of her life, and just lots of name calling. Personally, I do not agree with handling things this way, and I don't agree with saying some of the things that were said in this letter, but I do understand that her first instinct was to defend her son. I honestly don't know what I would do if I was in her shoes and somebody did something like this to my daughter. I know I would be furious about it, so I do understand her anger, but I do think this could have been handled better so that it didn't make things worse for Daniel, because even though Daniel had nothing to do with this letter, he was the one that was blamed.
I feel like Mysterious is going a little bit very easy on the mother there. I mean, I don't think there's any real justifying that. I also think with how many tweets Mysterious is reading out in this video, she probably should have also read out the mother's full thing to, like...
for it. Trisha took the opportunity to publish this letter, and she did dox Daniel's mother by putting it on her Facebook without redacting her name. She also ended up linking it in her video description box of her stalker video. The messages on her Facebook have since been deleted, but in an article that was published the same day, this is what Trisha wrote in the Facebook post. Trisha said, quote, "I want them to leave me alone. They won't stop. Stalking is illegal. I take threats seriously." She went on to say, "I am terrified. I have saved all their messages and threats for the last 5 years." End quote. One thing that I find interesting is that she says she has numerous threats over the years from Daniel and his mother, but this was the only thing that she showed to the public. And it's important to note that this was written after all the lies she told about about Daniel. If she actually had other proof that Daniel was threatening her, she would have showed it to the public. Trisha also hopped over to her Snapchat to tell everyone how she was afraid for her life. Check it out.
I wanted to do was make that video because I swear to God, these people scare me more than anything, and pissing them off this much is 10 times scarier, but I did not know a roommate. I already have security. I just don't know what else to do but live in fear, I guess. At this point, I have no choice but to hire personal security and also personal assistance. So I have people with me at all times because I don't feel safe at all.
Every single time Trisha creates a big mess on social media, she goes on a deleting spree, and some things are just impossible to find. But she did accuse Daniel of coming to California, and she accused him of sleeping in her bed. Just lots of stuff that is so far-fetched. Trisha lives in California. Daniel lives in Kentucky, for crying out loud. They live on opposite sides of the country. He can't even drive because of his autism, and he has never flown in his entire life. So how on earth did he get to California? Even though I don't have the clip straight from Trisha, I'm going to let Daniel tell you guys some of the things that he had to deal with.
But according to her, I broke into her house. There's been at least 4 times when I magically appeared in LA, and a couple times breaking into her house, and one time even sleeping in her bed, even though I live in southeastern rural Kentucky. I do not drive. In fact, several therapists have said...
Wait, hold on, what? So Trisha said he broke into her house and he slept in her bed? What? Was ist das?
Without extensive training, I should not be allowed behind the wheel of any motorized vehicle. I'm on a limited budget and have never flown in my life, let alone the most west I've ever been in the United States was in Indiana for my brother's wedding rehearsal dinner/reception. A couple times she posted on Snapchat. I forget where she posted the fourth one where she accused me of actually being in her bed. But
if you have followed Trisha for a while, you know that Trisha has a habit of accusing people of showing up to her house when it did not happen. Once she got 24 hours...
Hold on. That was just such a big thing. Where's the proof? He just said... sorry. If you yawned, I'm sorry. Come on, I'm on 5 hours streaming right now. Give me a break. That's a pretty big thing he just said. He said that Trisha said that he broke into her house and he slept in her bed. So he said this in 2023. Where's the proof? Nova said he's lying. He's lied a lot about the situation. Okay, but that also applies to Trisha. Because Trisha has said a lot of things in this video and hasn't shown proof. So we can't say that about him and not say it about Trisha. That's why I'm saying it about Trisha and saying it about Daniel. You know what I mean?
Security, it got even worse. She blamed anyone and everyone that she could for being the reason for having the 24-hour security.
And every corner I turn in our city of LA, I'm like, I really pray to God Gabby Hanna's out there because she is gonna... Your pictures of my security guard. I'm making this public video that you are scary. You are delusional. You better call this for real. That is the psycho. Just don't.
Well, fair then. I don't know. But you got baited. And then so, but my point is,
but
is
he's
that...
an actual psychopath.
Okay, fine. Who cares? Well, you have a card.
Security.
Oh, you pull this a lot, by the way. You said he's a psychopath. I have 24-hour security now. How many people are you going to blame having 24 security?
There's a lot of people
You're
to
like,
blame.
man, fuck this guy. I've got 24-hour security now.
I do have to
Handy guy, I got 24 hours.
I mean, I believe she's lying about all of this as well. I mean, she showed text messages talking to her security guy, but I do not believe for 1 minute Trisha has shown Gabby Hanna's profile picture to her security to, like, watch out for danger, or, you know, whoever the other one was. I don't believe it. I believe she's just doing it, you know, to say something.
24-hour security. Stop it. I've got 24-hour security.
That's like, you know, this was a text she showed about the security. That's like my apartment block has security. That's like me being like, oh, I showed them a picture of, you know, blah, 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 blah. I didn't, but like, we just have security. Security will like stop threats. So
I told my security guard outside, and that was his response. And then he said he thought it was one of them. And that he was
oh yeah, the Hair by Jay situation.
I'm honestly like just so scared. Scared because he used to break all the time. Like F people up.
She uploaded like 100 videos this day, I remember.
Guys, I'm saying this because I've never had a serious threat like this before online. I'm sharing this just if anything does happen. This is Hair by Jay again.
She says this every time. Oh my god, I've never had a threat before, and I was on her side. I was like on Trisha's side like no other during the Hair by Jay thing. But oh my god, every time she's like, I've never talked about this before. I've never had a threat like this before, and then she'll say it again in a couple months. Hair by Jay though, fuck Hair by Jay. I'm 100% on Trisha's side in the Hair by Jay thing.
This is from my security guard outside. Obviously, we're doubling up security, but he did see them yesterday. This is now becoming like really serious.
Watching these old clips of Trisha, you can see how much she's changed and how different she is now. I disagree. She just doesn't talk like. Fantastic! Thank you for subscribing. I completely disagree, Nova, because we've seen Trisha go through the Frenemies arc. We've seen her go through different arcs. She's just very good at being selective of what she wants. So I think that's very, I mean, if you're going to say, you know, Mysterious is being biased, I think your comments are also biased, you know, on her side. I'm literally just calling a spade here. I'm on no one's side. But I feel like that's unfair to say in her defense as well. All love to you as well. She knows when she does and doesn't have to talk about things. She doesn't have to do that stuff now because she has the baby to talk about and Moses to talk about. You know, I hate to be negative, but give her a bit. The same way it took her a while after she stopped doing it a couple months ago and like a year ago. You know what I mean?
You know, I think it's interesting, the clip of her talking about Hair by Jay. Her tone and mannerisms are so similar.
Fuck Hair by Jay. Hair by Jay, literally the devil.
The stalker video. This is a common tactic with Trisha. She will lie about people showing up to her house to purposely worry her fans. Let's be real. If someone broke into your house, I think you would be calling the cops instead of picking up a camera to film how scared you are. But moving on, you would think after all the backlash on her Trump video and her online stalker video not going the way that she had hoped, that Trisha would actually stay true to her word and take a break off social media. But Trisha did the opposite. Later that evening, she started putting out tweets talking about being infertile and cryptic tweets that would make people think that she was idle. She starts off by quote tweeting someone that has since deleted their tweet, but I'm just assuming that they were asking her for some kind of advice, and Trisha responds with, "I'm clearly the wrong person to ask for this. Sorry you're going through it, but I'm just spiraling." She then tweets out, "Life ain't easy, but we will all get through it." She then says, "I've had a glimpse of complete happiness in this life. I think it ultimately showed me the best is yet to come. Hashtag heaven, hashtag happiness forever." Think about the time you were happiest in life. I think that's what heaven is going to be. We are going to be happy all the time. This may sound morbid, but I'm looking forward to the day that I get to be with God. I'm going to live this life he has planned for me first, but when the time comes to go back home, I know he is going to be there to reveal to all of us the true meaning of life. And then several hours later, she starts talking about pregnancy. At 11:18 p.m., she puts out a tweet that says, "Pregnancy bumps are the cutest thing ever," with a sad face next to it. She follows that up with, "If God has blessed you with the ability to carry a child, consider yourself oh so lucky. Infertility is not something I would wish on anyone." I mean, even if I don't care for a particular person, I'm going to be concerned if they start tweeting out things about going to heaven, and I'm going to feel bad for someone that struggles with infertility. That is a natural reaction to reading tweets like this. So naturally, people started to express concern and sympathy towards Trisha, as you can see in these screenshots. But it didn't stop there. After she put out these tweets, she ended up releasing a video that was titled, "When I Die, ... So she is basically clickbaiting being suicidal.
Gabby Hanna has a song called that. It's like, "When I die, remember me, or bury me. When I die, da, 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 da." Something like that. How does it go? When I die. When I die. There it is. Remember me like this, cross my heart and hope to die. I'm only bones and flesh, just like you, sir. I'm no monster.
Which I personally find disgusting because she knows what she's doing with this. And if you watched the last episode, you know that this was a common tactic with Trisha to guilt her boyfriends into staying with her by threatening even though she wasn't suicidal. Now, is she straight up saying, "I'm going to kill myself"? No, she isn't. But tweeting things out about going to heaven and clickbaiting videos that are titled "When I Die" is basically the same type of manipulation, in my opinion. But in this video, she went into more detail about the tweets that she left on her Twitter.
So I know I said I was going to be taking a break off of social media. I can't. I was like, I should need a break from social media. But the thing is, like, I can't. It keeps me sane. It keeps me feel like I'm in the real world. And I was thinking about this.
Being in social media makes her feel like she's in the real world. Mama, it's the opposite. That's the opposite.
You know, the meaning of life. And I was tweeting about it. I'm like, you know what, let me just make a video because I don't want people to think I was like being suicidal either on Twitter because I'm not at all. I was just saying, I look forward to the day I get to go to heaven, that I get to go home to God. I know it sounds so morbid, so I don't want it to come across. And the reason I'm crying is not because I'm sad, because I'm the happiness that gives me and the comfort it gives me. You know, there was some really nasty comments left. It's not even about that, but you know, comments saying like, "God's not going to forgive you. You're going to be rotting in hell forever." And I don't, my God, that I believe in would not do that. I feel like He knows everyone's true intentions. I have these inner demons I battle with all the time, and I think it's almost as if I'm scared to be happy and I self-sabotage myself, and I can't. It's almost like I can't control it. I really can't. It's always paranoia demons, or I think everybody's out to get me. Life is not always going to be happy. Life won't always suck either. What I think in the end, though, is we all get that level of happiness we want so much on this earth where we get to be with God forever. To me, heaven is the happiest you've ever felt in your entire lifetimes.
I'm staying silent here because I'm really not going to speculate on someone's mental health, so that's why I'm not giving you very much right now. But I am taking it in because it's something that Mysterious has chosen to include, so obviously important to the story, I guess.
1,000. Like, I'm crying because it's good tears, you guys. Like, it makes me so happy to think that one day I will be eternally happy forever.
Trisha released this video, the response was mixed. Some people were feeling sorry for her, and some were thinking that this was another attempt to get sympathy. Under the Facebook post where she linked the original video, I'm going to read some of the comments. One person said, "I love you so much, Trish, and I hope the pain passes very soon. I wish I could make you as happy as you make me, but unfortunately, that's not how YouTube works. Chin up, beautiful." And another person said, "This is the most beautiful video, Trisha. You are an unbelievably gorgeous person inside and out. God loves you so much. I can't wait for you to be happy in heaven." Another person said, "Whether or not you've sought help in the past, you need help. You need to find a therapist you trust and stick with them. You don't need to post politically charged troll videos. You have plenty of subs and views without those, and you know it will get you hate. Stay away from politics and trolly topics, or just don't read the comments if you want to post those so badly. It's hard to feel sorry for you when you do this to yourself by choice and then are upset by it. That's not to say we don't love and care about you, but you've been at this a long time. You know how it works, so don't make it harder on yourself." Someone else said, "I wish she had more positive videos. Just saying. She's bringing her own channel down now." And someone else said, "You need help." People over on Guru Gospel.
In a way, I somewhat feel sorry for Trisha. I think she has her priorities messed up. She really needs help. I will say, she has been silent for a while about Mysterious and Ethan talking about her. Honestly, that growth. Credit where it's due. However,
I mean, I would hope she stopped talking about them. She has a baby to look after. I mean, I'm sorry, the bar is so low for some of us in the chat today about praising Trisha, you know what I mean?
Thought this was another attempt to get sympathy, to get people off of her back for the Trump video.
Did I believe Trisha should respond to this video? No. I mean, I honestly, not really. I feel like this is the first Mysterious video. I think the other Mysterious videos, yeah, like Trisha should have responded to them. This one, I mean, Trisha responds or not, I mean, I really don't care.
One person said, "I cannot believe how manipulative she is. It's actually starting to amaze me. The same people that finally unsubbed after the Trump video are now being her minions again."
Wait, what was that? Having a child usually matures someone a lot. Well, it also gives them more content that they don't have to focus on the other stuff for a bit, so.
Just like before. I used to hate watch her and laugh, but I'm starting to actually get nauseous when I see her. Someone like her
can't be too into drama when you're taking care of your baby. True.
Pretty large amount of money and success, while actual good people are suffering every day. I don't know. I finally have seen the light. This is coming from someone that was a fan and just made this account to creep on y'all. Sorry about that, because you were so right all along. So stupid. Trisha Paytas is a monster. One person was being sarcastic about the When I Die video, and someone replied with this. "Nah, I think it's because she forgot that she was not the only one who had Daniel's nails and didn't realize that her evidence of not seeing him as a threat was all over the web. She is trying to seek sympathy with the sad death guideline because she's been found out to be using an autistic man as a stalker to help her get back her viewership. And she used the autistic man to try and get back viewership because she got too big for her boots and thought she could pull off an uneducated troll video about Trump. I mean, Trisha, you were disgusting enough in the beginning, and then you just hit a real new low even for you. If you had just said you were told by some fans that Trump is like this or that, and realized that perhaps you needed to do a bit more research and read up more on the candidates, maybe your fan base would have stopped leaving. But no, you two, the dirty, low-down weasel way out instead of eating humble pie. I hope that when you get to God, he shows you a mirror and makes you feel how that man felt when the woman he fanned for 5 years called him a stalker." And another person said, "Trisha is now using..."
I feel like that comment's very unnecessary.
"Infertility for sympathy on Twitter." Her loss in subscribers was also starting to die
not
down.
the humble pie. Sorry, it was a serious moment, so I wasn't going to make a joke, but I did want to make a Empire State sliced humble pie joke.
And she ended up losing another 600 after she uploaded her When I Die video, and by the next day she only lost another 300. After that, things went back to normal for Trisha. She went back to posting regular content and acting like nothing happened. If Trisha truly saw Daniel as a threat, she would have taken a break, and she wouldn't have went on like nothing happened. Hell, if Daniel was actually a threat, she would have gotten the police involved and never uploaded the stalker video. Uploading a video like that would have made a real stalker furious, and she would have put herself at risk. But the opposite happened. Daniel didn't respond to Trisha's video, he just left things alone. As most of you know, Trisha is a fan of many famous people. Gerard Way, Britney Spears, Anna Nicole Smith.
Is that true? Did he not respond past it? I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know what to believe. Did he respond to the video? Did he not? I don't know. I mean, Mysterious said he didn't. But I just...
And so many others. She copies music videos, she dresses like them, she has even mocked them at their lowest moments.
I do think that, I think if anything, Mysterious is gonna like make a reference against Trisha too. This is it. That Trisha actually, this is the first time I'm gonna say this in the video. This is the first time I'm going to be so anti-Trisha in this video. Trisha cannot make Daniel a joke in her short films for being an obsessed stalker, an obsessed fan, and he, you know, records videos on her all the time and he does this when she does it to all of her favorite celebrities. She does it to all of them. They just don't acknowledge her. The difference was Trisha acknowledged Daniel. She's made fun of these people. She's bullied them. She's made skits about them, offensive skits about them. She's modeled her life about them. She's done all of these. She's a horrible person at times. And she cannot come at Daniel for doing something she's done. This is the only time in this video so far I have been 100% anti-Trisha. Like, anti-Trisha. I think this should have been more focused on, and we've only started it from Mysterious. She did not make Daniel a joke in her short film. That's just an opinion. There's no proof of it. Nova. Okay. You're right. Okay. Listen, if you want to come in and you want to, like, defend Trisha and stuff like that, I love it. It adds more opinions and stuff. But, like... Anyway, you do you.
Why? What footage? This thing you're looking into. Camera. Exactly.
I said this footage is worth money.
Why? What footage?
This thing you're looking into?
Who's the camera?
Exactly.
When Britney Spears was still in her conservatorship, Trisha wanted to be her friend so much to the point where she wanted to make friends with Britney's father just so she could control Britney's life.
Making a play to be friends with the dad so you can get to Britney.
No, I want to be friends with Britney. Like, let me in, you know? Like,
but why are you
let me
defending
in.
her dad?
I don't think he's... Because I want to go into the house.
Yeah, you just
I
trying
think
to...
I could go in and maybe get an exclusive inside the house. I don't think she can come to the set.
Mm.
I'm willing to do it.
You're willing to go do that?
I want to do it. No, but like, I want to be her friend. Like, I think she needs a friend, and I feel like I could be her friend, but not even like be public about it. Like, I don't need to be public. We can. She loves to post on Instagram, but I understand her more than anyone. I understand Jamie really well. I understand that whole family so.
What if she doesn't want to be your friend, Trish?
Explicitly said, I'm okay to do this. I just don't want my dad
right.
to do it.
So maybe I could do it.
Oh my god, that's a high level play.
I think I could. Honestly, at least with the conservatorship of her life, of not her finances.
So you have to get
life.
Jamie's consent. She has no.
That's why I'm saying, Jamie. I don't think you're crazy.
So say
I think you're doing a fine job.
Frenemies was one of the most popular podcasts during this time, and she is praising Britney's father in front of millions of people. And during the segment, she was dead serious about what she was saying.
This was a
She
bad
even
comment
admitted
in the
it was
moment, but I mean, I was really free Britney during this time as well, so I mean, it always came across as weird.
podcast to knowing exactly where Britney lived and how far it was from her house.
No, I love Britney.
Oh my god.
But I don't blame Jamie all the way. And if you're listening, Jamie Spears, like, I would love to just join Britney. Meaning, like, she lives close to us where we moved, and I would like to be her friend. Off social media, I'll sign it and say, we live within 10 minutes of her.
So that's like a thing as well, where she's like talking about Britney's address. So who's to say Britney wouldn't, you know, tell her security about you? You know what I mean? You can't play both sides. I mean, even if you're gonna, it just kind of discredits you a lot. And that's the first time I'm gonna say that in the video. It discredits Trisha a lot. Like, a lot. I wish these points were focused on more, because these are, like, the actual points.
Trisha's,
These are just a few examples.
Yeah, I mean, Trisha buying Adam Sandler's clothes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the stuff to focus on whenever we're having, like, the Daniel conversation, to show, like, what she's actually done to really creep out other people.
You have followed Trisha for a while. You know her fan behavior towards certain celebrities is very extreme. And I don't see her fans labeling her as a stalker. Everything online about Trisha and Daniel's relationship shows that everything was mutual between Trisha and Daniel. You can't just have a friendly relationship with someone for 5 years and one day decide to call them a stalker when you encourage this person to engage with you. Trisha wanted everyone to believe that Daniel and his mother threatened her for years, but she had no proof outside of the letter that Daniel's mother sent her. And even though I think this was not the way to handle the situation, that letter would have never have been written if Trisha didn't upload a video that was full of lies. Trisha gets herself into these situations where she knows she is going to piss people off, and when people turn on her or respond to her in any way, she wants to act like she is a victim. If at any point Trisha wanted
Just because she's a stalker doesn't mean she can't be stalked. No one said that, don't worry.
To back off, she could have just asked him privately, but she never did. I will always personally believe that she used Daniel as a scapegoat to make people feel sorry for her to cushion the backlash from the Trump video. I asked Daniel if he could say one thing to Trisha, what would it be? And this is what...
I mean, the fact that... I mean, to do this video and only talk to Daniel, I mean, of course, Trisha's not going to talk to Mysterious, but, like, you know, only having, like, interviews from him obviously is going to make it more biased towards him. And I mean, this video is clearly, you know, very biased. But, something to note.
What he had to say.
It's for her to apologize. It's for her to admit that she lied. And then she can live her life. However, I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear her name again after that. Would I ever reconcile? No. But would I ever forgive her? I would have to cross that bridge when it came to it. But I honestly don't think that she would even want forgiveness at this point. And then I just want to be able to Google my name without the first page.
I think this is the thing. I have seen this clip where he's like, my main thing is I want to be able to search my name on Google with, like, the first thing coming up being that I'm a stalker. I think that's an interesting point, rather than, like, him wanting Trisha's forgiveness.
Being filled with all these stories about how I'm a stalker.
Daniel deserves a full public apology. Bottom line, Trisha lied throughout her
Well,
stalk.
I don't think he does. I don't think he deserves I don't think he deserves a public apology, but I do believe that Trisha should have addressed how much she fed into this, even at any time, even if she was only feeding into it for a week, that she also did that, because she never acknowledged that as well.
Her video, and she continued to lie after she posted that video. She wouldn't have to lie about Daniel if there was any truth to her claims. She hurt Daniel, and she lost a fan and a friend that
Her
would have
makeup
been there
looks
for her
good
no
there.
matter what.
A couple of years ago, I started watching Trisha's videos. I liked them. Parts where she was honest about herself, I could feel that was her true feelings, and also I enjoyed...
She fed into it and he took it too far. Yeah, I think that's the perfect way to describe this. Nova, I'm gonna need you to censor yourself a little bit more for the chat. I have my chat on a pretty okay setting for people to write anything, but I might have to mute you if you... I need you to start censoring yourself, please. You don't have to censor what you're saying, but the way that you type it, please, like...
her willing to put part of herself out there. So I started posting responses, and something magical happened. She started replying back to me. Naturally, some people started bashing me, some out of jealousy, some just because they needed to make themselves feel better, saying that I was too old, that I was weird, I was creepy and all that. But the thing is, she didn't. She let me know that she thought I was perfectly fine. And other people started talking to me as well through that. And the thing is this, she got some of the references I made. I know this might be a strange shock to some of you. I have mild to moderate autism. I know, big shock. Part of how I communicate.
Being neurodivergent, I can sympathize with Daniel. However, that does not condone his actions. It is creepy.
Is I do it through references, things that click in my head. I know don't click with others, but it's just how I do things. That's how I communicate. My mom calls it speaking Daniel because most of the other people don't get it. One time I was talking with Trisha on Facebook and I made a reference. An obscure one. She thought it was funny. She got the reference. I forget exactly what it was, but she spoke Daniel. From that point on, I knew I will forever be proud to call myself one of her fans, one of her supporters, and I am honored to call her a friend. Was hoping to say all this to her during the Skype thing, but I figured why not now to show my support for her. And
well, thank God she didn't do the Skype call.
show her that she does inspire people. You inspired me to actually start putting myself out there more and more. I'm more comfortable with myself because of you. Thank you. I'm Daniel E. Carroll. That's all I got to say about that.
So the video from 2016 was not Trisha's first video about Donald Trump. About a year prior, when Donald Trump announced that he would be running for president, Trisha put out a tweet on June 20th, 2015 that said, "New video, why I'm voting for Trump. We're getting political up in here." In this video, Trisha was dressed as Marilyn Monroe.
We're getting political up in here.
Acting like a ditzy blonde, reacting to Trump's speech.
Tell me what you think about
Oh
Donald Trump
God, there's another Trump video. Of course there is. Of course there is.
running for president of the United States of America. I like this. Peachy. I think it's superb, actually. Because if Donald Trump's in the White House, we're in the White House. Obviously, it's a Marilyn Monroe. Please don't kill me, Mr. President. I won't tell anybody about our secret love affair. Shh. I'm just kidding. I'm just a girl with a little too much trick. And I've never met Donald Trump because Donald Trump hates fat people. I'm Republican, I'm conservative. Everyone's asking me what I think about Donald Trump running for president.
You're killing us economically.
China?
The U.S.
Oh, the U.S. killing us.
has become the dumping ground for everybody else's problems.
He's looking good. He's like a meaty. What? Are we getting Mexicans are dishonest? I didn't even know this was a thing. Oh, okay. You're talking about immigrants, illegal immigrants, right? Right? Is that what they're saying? I agree with that. We do not need illegal immigrants in here. I was gonna say something that sounded so bad, and I meant it not bad, so I stopped saying it. Look at me, controlling my mouth. I'm over the Mexicans.
Trisha is clearly trolling in this video.
She
And
said,
just like
"I'm over the Mexicans."
all her other trolling videos, it did cause backlash. The comment she made in this clip where she said that she was over Mexicans upset a lot of people. Trisha ended up addressing it in a Q&A video that was posted a couple weeks later on July 10th, 2015.
I'm just gonna address this and end on this note about the Mexican comment made in the Donald Trump video. You guys, look. I don't know what it says. I'm like, I'm over Mexicans, whatever. I'm over everybody. I'm over myself half the time. Like, I just say I'm over it. Like, I'm so over it, whatever.
Oh my God. That's her justification. She goes, "I'm over everybody." Bitch. That's a crazy way to justify it. That's a crazy way to justify it. You can't control what happens to you, but you can... Hello. Control how you respond. Saying you can't change or improve takes away the power the person has, and leaving space to victimize yourself, which is never good to go down.
Look, I don't know how to say this because it's just gonna sound even more disappointed. My best friend is Mexican. You know what I mean? That's like so whatever. But like obviously I don't have any
Oh,
hatred for
girl,
Mexican.
she did not just say that. She did not just say, I have a Mexican friend. She went, actually, I've talked to someone before who actually is Mexican. So, girl.
Like my BFF Angel, like shout out Angel, if you watch this, like he was getting some comment on his Instagram saying Trisha said she gets Mexicans and he was asking me about it. And I just told him and he saw the video, whatever, and he's just like, that's like not even anything. Like me, it's just like having, the way I talk to you guys is like having conversations with friends. Like if you just make a throwaway comment, like I make throwaway comments to him, he makes throwaway comments to me, like it's just not, it's something that you
Throwaway comments being racial things, by the way. From what she has just provided us.
just joke about it, and I just like, I mean, people just take it so seriously, and because I'm white, and because I'm straight, and because I'm a woman, and I'm like, oh, this dumb white, you know what I mean? But I feel like if someone else says it, like, a gay Mexican, or someone who's, you know, just whatever, if you have something going against
Oh,
you, it's okay
she's
to be
doubling
real.
down.
So I apologize if you were offended by that comment. It wasn't meant to be serious.
I apologize if you were offended. It's like the worst. It's like the worst thing anybody can say.
I don't even take down the video because it's not, it was something that's not even serious. It wasn't even like a thing. It was a joke. I was making like jokes. Like it was not like, yeah, all Mexicans, there should be a wall, because I also said something about a wall being built.
Oh my god! She not just said that there should be a wall because of Mexicans. She was like, I didn't say that. Is that also something you think, Trisha? She just tried to be like, I could have said something worse. Like this. What do you think about that? And now I'm gonna say something even more racist. What do you think about that?
About Mexican, like, you know, like that's so ludicrous, ridiculous. Like, I didn't make a joke about it, but like, I just like touched on it because it's like something he said, something stupid. And maybe it was something stupid that I said, but it's not anything that was malicious or mean, so I don't feel the need to take down a video because of it. And if people are butthurt about it, someone's like, how do you feel losing subscribers over it? Like, and I just said something back like, so yeah, they're not my like true peeps that I need around here. Like, if you're gonna get so sensitive and offended over something like that, like you shouldn't be on this channel, because I make all kind of comments all the time about things that I don't think about and I don't think I need to. And
She goes, I'm racist all the time on this channel, so if you can't accept it, then maybe you're not racist like me. So maybe not the channel for you.
Well, I apologize. Like, if it really does hurt someone, you know what I mean? I apologize, but it's never my intention to hurt people. You know, and I think at one point, maybe I did make videos trying to like, piss people off, but that one I wasn't trying to really, because that's why I was like, kind of surprised at the backlash. I was kind of like, okay, like, guys, relax, it's just a video, but...
Notice how she rolls her eyes and acts annoyed that she even has to address it. And even though she apologizes for making the comment, it's followed by a million excuses for why she did it. She used her friend as a scapegoat in her apology, insinuating because he's Mexican and because he wasn't offended by the comment that other people shouldn't be either. This is very common with Trisha's quote-unquote apologies. She will make excuses for why she did something and will act annoyed that she even has to address it. So what is the point of an apology if you're not going to be genuine about it? Also, at this point in her career, she knows that trolling is going to piss people off. So either be prepared for the backlash and be ready to apologize, or suck it up and deal with the backlash. It's her own fault she puts herself into these situations.
I am officially running.
Oh god, we're still on the Trump video. Not the excitement in her face. Not the Marilyn Monroe, like...
For President of the United States. We are going to make our country great.
Woo! Make America great again!
Oh god. It's...
I love it. I kind of got chills. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of got chills.
I kind of want to suck his dick. She says about Donald Trump. You know what? That is a crazy statement to make. That is a crazy statement to make. That's crazy, actually. That's crazy, actually.
I'm not even kidding. I've never had sexual thoughts about this game before. That's that D. What did Obama do? Did you invent?
I kind of want to suck that D, she says, about Donald Trump. You know what? That is a first and very interesting. That's crazy. That's crazy, actually.
AFC Obama? No. I don't say that because you're black and fried chicken. I just like I can't see them away. I love the color of his skin. It used to be. The color of my skin. When I used to spray tan, so orange. Orange is the new black. What? Orange is the new black because we have a black president and Donald Trump's orange. I'm gonna vote for Donald Trump. But mainly because he called Rosie Donald Pig, and she is, and I don't like her. So Trump for president, 2015, you have my vote, and so it is, and that hurt. Orange is the new black, that's your new campaign slogan. You're welcome, America.
So this video...
Wait, Trump 2015? Oh, because Trump was 2016. Okay, I was about to say.
A lot of her trolling video that was titled Why I'm Voting for Mitt Romney.
But anyways, I am fully...
Why does she have so many of these videos? Fuck me.
supportive of Mitt Romney, and there are a few reasons why I'm going to be voting for Mitt Romney in this election, my first election voting. So the last election I was able to vote, but I didn't because I didn't really have strong feelings towards either
She
party.
didn't vote in this one. Like, she... It's like, it's so hard to take any of this seriously because, like, she's, like, has only ever voted in the Joe Biden election, which I struggle to believe she even voted in that one, but apparently she did for sure. I mean, who's to say she voted in that one whenever she's, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Candidate selection. So this year, Romney all the way. So basically, one Mitt Romney.
I'm literally considering ordering a bottle of rosé. I mean, we've been live for almost 5 hours, and we've watched an awful Shane Dawson video and an hour and 40 minutes of this. I just don't know if I have any wine glasses. Hold on. Literally, BRB. I'm going to run to see if I have any wine glasses.
Order IT.
Okay. I don't have any wine glasses, but I do have just, like, regular glasses, so...
Romney is super hot, and we haven't really had a hot president since, like, Kennedy, but we all know how that ended. Then another reason I'm gonna vote.
That is a crazy statement. We haven't had a hot president since Kennedy, and we all know how that ended. That's a crazy statement. That's a crazy statement, actually. I mean, did she lie? Like...
From it. Well, my kitten is named Mitts, so I think it's actually Mittens, but we call him Mitts for, short. So yay, that's like a sign, I think, right? And Mitt rhymes with tit. No, I'm just kidding. But I have 2 of those, so. But that's really not, no, that's not the reason I voted for him.
Both videos, you can tell she is clearly trolling. During this time when Trisha was trolling, you could always tell that it was a troll. She plays dumb blonde characters and says outrageous things that can make absolutely no sense.
Okay, I've literally ordered rosé. Like, that's what this video has done to me.
Fast forward about a year later, on April 11th, 2016, she posted another Trump video that we saw clips earlier in the video. The vibe of the video was completely different than the other trolling videos from her past. Right before she uploaded the video, she put out a tweet that said, "Alright."
Sorry, I've just noticed she's literally wearing a Trump, like, shirt. Trump 2015 shirt. We have the same phone case? I just got this one today. How cute. They're doing good.
Y'all, I posted a video I was hesitant to make. Why you should vote for Trump. Not trolling, just truths. Trisha wanted to make it perfectly clear to everyone that she does not troll anymore, and that the video was truly what she actually believed. I'm gonna play another clip from the 2016 video, and I want you guys to pay attention to
Like
how
the Trump
different it is
shirt.
compared to the Maryland video she made.
Not hashtag make it great again. Nova said, what does trying to expose Trisha as being Republican have anything to do with Daniel? Because the argument Mysterious is making is that... Nova, come on. The argument Trisha is making, or that Mysterious is making, is that Trisha only exposed Daniel because people were calling... Nova, this is the... Nova, we've spent an hour and 40 fucking 6 minutes on this.
The year prior.
Thing with banning the Muslims, a lot of people are like, oh,
Sorry.
every Muslim's a...
To finish what I was saying, that Mysterious is making this video saying that the only reason Trisha made this video against Daniel is because she was in the controversy of the Trump. Oh, Nova said I know.
I don't think it's that. I think it's more of controlling who comes into our country, whether it's, there's a lot of Muslims here, there are, and there's no issues with that. Religion, freedom of speech is what this country is built on, and that's why we come to America, because we are very open-minded and freedom, and it's not, you're not getting told for having an opposing belief over here. It's just coming in and regulating who's coming in, doing extensive background checks on all of them, like, that's it, and that's just keeping our country safe. And I'm choosing all my words very carefully, because I know, like, if you mentioned...
I'm choosing my words carefully. That's really not what I would personally say this video is.
Like 9/11, where there was Muslim massacre, yes, that's a small percentage. I don't want to go there. I'm just saying, if there was a more extensive background check and all that other stuff, like, I feel like a lot of that terrorist mentality could be avoided. Not that all Muslims are absolutely not. I'm saying that in no way, shape, or form. And there are awful Americans here too.
Spoken like a true Trump supporter, Trish.
Like, I'm not saying, like, oh my gosh, the immigrants are ruining our country. They're not. It's just not fair to Americans here, whether you're a natural born citizen or you're a resident or what have you. It's not fair to those of us who are working hard, trying to better ourselves, better the economy, paying the taxes. It's just not fair. We're just going to be...
She goes, I'm not saying I hate immigrants, but what?
actually just digging herself into a deeper hole, which again is why I think Donald Trump would make a great president. He's not just a politician, he's a really brilliant business guy, and more on that later.
Even in the tweet she posted after this video, she stressed to everyone that this video was actually her feelings and beliefs. Like this tweet, while I endorse Donald Trump, I don't stand behind every single thing he has ever said. Or this tweet, I honestly
she goes, while I don't stand behind most things Donald Trump says, the reason for that is because I stand behind everything. Like, that's what she sounds like.
Anymore, I don't like it, but the hate I get for having an honest, open conversation, that's ridiculous. Fast forward 4 months later, on August 8th, 2016, clips started to resurface from a podcast episode that she did with Shane Dawson 2 years prior.
Ooh.
Here is the clip for context.
No, I mean, I'm just like nervous. I don't like my personal life is not my real personal life on YouTube. Like I make up a personal life on YouTube. Like,
you definitely do. Sometimes I'll text you and I'll be like, "You got a new boyfriend?" You're like, "No." I'm like, you literally just made a video called "My New Boyfriend, We're Getting Married."
yeah, I have new boyfriends all the time. I always have like friends and quotes. You know, I always just have like I have a fake life on YouTube, and then I have like a real life. And I just, you know, I don't know. You know my real life, so I was like, oh my god, don't ask me about my real life. Let's just be YouTuber.
You know what's funny? There was one video in particular I watched of yours, maybe like a year ago or something. And this one we just started.
So I guess the reason Mysterious is including this is to kind of be like, oh, Trisha like lies about a lot of things.
Becoming friends, and it was like you eating like Chinese food, and you were talking to somebody off camera. You're like, "Shh, be quiet. No, I'm almost done. No, be quiet. I'm almost done, guys. I gotta go. My boyfriend's here. Honestly, I'm almost done. Okay, bye." And I asked him like, "Who was that?" You're like, "Nobody. There's nobody there." I'm like, "There was nobody there." That's the craziest, but like most amazing. Like
I never revealed that because your gossiper is like, this girl's actually crazy, and she thinks like she's like believing that there's someone there she's talking to.
But it's so good.
Well, at that time, I did have a boyfriend, but like he wasn't there because if I could have a vlogging camera in front of my actual boyfriends, they would never talk to me again. They would be like, "You're psychotic. Like I'm never talking to you again." So I mean, I date people who are like 80, they don't get it, you know. And so no.
Trisha ended up addressing this clip in a video that was titled "Coming Clean."
I guess what's being brought up or shared around, there's like an audio where it's now made on YouTube, was a clip from Shane's podcast. And at the time, like when it came out, like a week or two after it came out, I did address this on my vlog channel like so long ago. I don't know what the title of it is. I can't remember, but I did address it. Like this was literally like 2 years ago. And it's just resurfacing again, which I know happens from time to time. Like shit gets brought from past and you resurface, and it sucks because it's just always gonna be there. And it just I personally hate addressing things that I've already addressed, but because it's being brought up so much, I was like, okay, I'm gonna just address it. And that's not again on the storytime video that I posted today. Just like, well, I want to believe you, but now with your proof coming out of your voice saying you fake everything, like.
I mean, obviously, if you're on record and your friends are on record saying that all you do online is lie, that it definitely does, you know, hinder anything you're gonna say and the trust, especially whenever you're saying you're trolling, you're not trolling, you're trolling. I think that was the problem with Trisha's shtick, and I think that's why Trisha struggles a lot now and why things like Trishy Land exist, because Trisha's foundation was built very unstably.
I don't believe anything you say. First and foremost, that was 2 years ago, and that was when I still trolled, and everything since then has not been trolling, it hasn't been fake, it hasn't even been exact.
But, I mean, she was trolling at this time, too, so obviously she's lying here, but whatever.
Exaggerated reviews. 1,000% I can say that with 100% integrity in my heart, like 100%.
With integrity in my heart. I don't know about that.
I don't troll. Trolling to me is making up shit or stating opinions that aren't your own to get views, being controversial just for views, you know, going against what you actually believe for views. You know, like that kind of stuff to me is trolling, and I don't do that. I have not done that anymore.
She then brings up the
I have not done that. Well,
video that she made 4 months prior as an example of her not trolling anymore, and this is what she had to say about it.
Oh, okay, so she was using that Trump video as, oh no, that was me being genuine, I'm not trolling, but then she does a couple of years later say she was trolling during that era, so it's like, are you lying or are you not lying?
You could say, oh, well, your Trump video was trolling, not earlier. It actually wasn't. That actually was pretty much my legit thoughts. It caused a lot of hate, caused a lot of people to get angry, so I took it down. And also my thoughts since then have changed too, so it wasn't trolling, it was just, you know,
Again, keep in mind that this video was made 4 months after she posted the Trump video. So
I mean, that's a good point that Mysterious is bringing up here, I'm gonna be honest, where, you know, Trisha's saying, I'm not trolling, this video is proof that I'm not trolling about me supporting Donald Trump, and then in present day, Trisha was saying, oh, like me trolling during the Donald Trump videos. So, I mean, obviously confusing.
even after all the backlash that she received on that video, she was still telling the internet that it wasn't a troll. On January 15th, 2019, 3 years after Trisha's original Trump video was posted, clips started to resurface. Someone put out a tweet that said the following: Trisha Paytas not only supports Trump, but made a whole ass video trying to justify the wall.
13K likes. Yeah, I remember all these were starting to go. This was all starting to go out in 2019 to like 2021. Anytime anyone would get canceled, especially like Shane, Trisha would always get brought up and all these would come up as well. And I mean, obviously Twitter did not respond well. I mean, 4 million views this got.
I like to act woke, so now's the time. Stay on Twitter, do your thing. They attached the clips of her talking about immigration and the wall that Donald Trump wanted to build. This clip went viral. As you can see in the screenshot, it generated 4.63 million views, leaving Trisha no choice but to address it. Later that day, she uploaded a video that was titled, "I do not support Trump." In this 24-minute video, she completely changes up her intentions behind the 2016 Trump video, claiming that it was just trolling and that she wasn't being serious.
I feel like this video like a dozen times and I haven't.
She's like the most like unreliable narrator ever. Ever.
For a while, when I see this, like I apologize for new viewers, new subscribers, or just people concerned and they don't really know too much about my past or about me. And I will keep making these apology videos for as long as I need to, because even though they're the same for the past 5 years, I feel like there's always going to be new people coming and there'll always be my old clips popping up. And that's just what I have.
I don't know if this is me, but I feel like I've heard Trisha say so much that she like apologizes and stuff like that, but like she never shows the apologies. I mean, she'll be like, "Oh, I'm apologizing again for something I've apologized for many times," but there's like no record of her apologizing for the things many times. She just kind of likes to say that she's apologized for things when she hasn't. Hi, Susie.
Once on the internet, it's always on the internet, and it's not an apology video. As you guys know, I don't like apology videos where people fake cry or they don't take blame for their action. They don't actually apologize ever. Or they blame, you guys for not knowing, "Oh my god, she was so dumb, I used to troll, like, you guys should know this." Like,
Girl, I wouldn't blame the audience during your apology video. I wouldn't do that.
So this is a video regarding, I should just make the title "I do not support Trump" because I apologize so many times where I think I might have used a clickbait in my apology, or like something else clickbaity to get you to watch it so I can apologize in the video. But this is straight up, I'm going to say like, I do not support Trump because I don't, and I never did. And I don't know if it's public record, you can look up, I've never voted a day in my life. I've just never voted because I'm just not, I've never cared about politics. And maybe I should, and like that's the other thing, like I should, and like I think because it's never like directly affected me, I never really like paid.
What a privileged thing to say. It's never directly affected me, so I've never voted.
Attention, and it just was like, even in school, like learning about politics, like it's just like, it's like math, it just like doesn't compute, like I just don't get it. But in general, even if I became super informed and I had my candidate, I supported them 100%, I still wouldn't tweet about it or make videos. For me personally.
So she says it's been the same apology for the last 5 years. 2016 to 2019, that's 3 years, not 5. You will hear her say this a lot in this video because for some reason, she's trying to make it seem like the video is way older than it actually is. Also, I searched everywhere and I could not find an apology video for her 2016 Trump video. She says that she made the same apology numerous times, so how come I can't find anything about it? Trisha has a habit of saying that she has apologized for this or that when she actually hasn't.
Oh my god, I just said that! Twinsies!
Either that or it's buried in a regular video with a regular title that makes it really hard to find. And it's usually a half-ass apology like we saw earlier when she addressed the Mexican comment in the 2015 Maryland Trump video. She also says in this clip that she has never voted a day in her life. I think since this video has been posted, people have looked into her voting records and this might be true that she hasn't actually voted, but that's not really where my concern is. If she never actually voted and if she made the 2016 Trump video to create controversy, what bothers me is that she specifically said in the 2016 video that she knows she might have influence with her platform and talking about her political stance on Donald Trump could actually affect who becomes president.
So basically the weight of your words and you don't care and it affects the country, and then at the same time you're saying, oh, like this doesn't affect me, it's not my... I mean, it's a really awful look. It's a really awful look.
So having said that, I was kind of nervous with this video because I was like, do I want to make this video? Do I want to really bring it up? Because I don't really go about trolling anymore on my channels. I don't want to like make people uncomfortable or offend anyone at all. Trust me, this is literally just my...
I don't want to make these videos to offend anyone at all. Who believes her? Who believes her?
My opinion and viewpoint and stance, and I just feel like it needs to be, we need to speak out more about it, because I feel like if we don't, like I wasn't gonna make this video and I was like, but if I don't, and I have this voice, then it could affect the outcome of the election. It could, you just never know. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna speak out about it.
So this is what bothers me, is she pushed this video as being serious, and she knowingly made the video trying to sway people's views about Donald Trump, which could ultimately affect our country. But now she is saying it was all a lie, and that politics don't matter to her.
Okay,
and
Mom.
that she didn't actually vote in this election. I don't know about you guys, but that's pretty messed up to me. If I personally watched a video from someone that had influence on how I voted in a presidential election, and I learned later it was all a big lie just for views, that would really piss me off.
I mean, valid point. I don't know what context this has, but I mean, that's a valid point.
I still think that the 2016 video was her political beliefs, but the narrative that she is trying to push in this 2019 video isn't really helping her case, in my opinion.
First and foremost, so there's a video around Twitter, a really old video of me with a Trump shirt before I want to say before even Trump got the nomination for the Republican Party, like way before he got elected, and I want to say before he got the nomination, that I was supporting Trump, because to me at the time, it seemed so ridiculous that he would actually get the nomination and actually win. It wasn't like, it's so ridiculous in my mind. There was no way.
Notice in this clip how she isn't actually talking about the 2016 Trump video. She is actually referring to the 2015 video where she is dressed as Marilyn Monroe. That video was poking fun at the fact that Donald Trump was running for president, but 1 year later, her view on that completely changed once she learned more about his campaign. She specifically states this in the 2016 video. Check it out.
So please don't take this video as offensive, as saying you're wrong, as saying I'm right, or as a trolling video, because this video is 100% none of those things. I have done a why I'm voting for Donald Trump video, sort of trolling in the past, which I did when I kind of didn't really know a lot about his campaign. I didn't really consider him a serious candidate back then.
So I think this is the problem. I mean, if we're just talking about this Donald Trump thing, which is like, she on so many occasions will say, oh, I'm not trolling this time, and then she is. Again, I don't really think this adds anything to the Daniel story. I know I get the reason it's in here, but I just...
You know, I was very just not into politics when I made that video. Not that I'm super into it now, but I do follow it because, you know, as a citizen who votes and as an American, you know, I feel
And
like
she
it is
did
our duty
not
to
vote.
pick a leader that is going to do what's best for our country. I just wanted to make this video maybe to show a different side, or maybe explain a little bit more of where I think Donald Trump is coming from and what's going to do for our country without necessarily the crazy antics that come along with Donald Trump. So we're going to get to all the points that most people talk about when it comes to Donald Trump, and I'm going to hit those and try and maybe just educate y'all a little bit more on where I think he's coming from and what I think he's going to do, which will ultimately better our country.
The lies and the contradictions in the 2019 apology video is absolutely ridiculous.
So there's been a clip going around saying like, why I support Trump, and it's always like, I mean, it was just stuff that I heard. Like growing up, where I grew up was like really close-minded and really, and I said this before numerous times, just about everything about gay people, people of different races. Like I grew up and it was just all Caucasians in my town. Like it was a little small town in Illinois. There were 2 towns mainly that I grew up in, and they were all just like closed-minded. They'd always like it was you know, they made jokes about gay people and, you know, people of different races. And I never, even to this day, like there's never a time where I'm like on a tweet like, you know, calling people like racist names or something. I never really just got, I never even back then, I never was like, I don't really, it wasn't even that I was like, oh, I don't want to like hurt people. I just never really got it. I was like, I don't get this, you know what I mean? Like, but especially like gay people, like I just never really understood that. I just never have. And so
She goes, gay people, I've never really understood them. I know she didn't say that, don't worry.
When the clip that's like going on to her now is like me talking. I can't even watch it, to be honest. Like I deleted those videos, but you know, like I said, once on the internet, always on the internet, and I can't even watch it because like it's just stupid stuff that I would hear people say like from my hometown. So like people I followed on Facebook, and I would just repeat it because I was like, okay, this is controversy. So like, okay, let me give you a little bit of backstory. And first and foremost, like I haven't even said it yet because I hate videos where I don't apologize. I'm truly sorry. Like this is not damage control. This is nothing. This is like me just like it's weighing on me because I don't like anyone feeling alienated. I don't like anyone feeling like they're less than. And if I, like, even in my stupid, young, ignorant years have made anyone feel that way with stuff that I didn't even believe, that I didn't even know. This ignorance is bliss, but ignorance can be also, like, really, really dangerous and really harmful. And, like, growing up, like, you are...
Ignorance can be bad. Just so we're all aware, ignorance can be bad. Thank you, Trish. Thank you for letting us know.
Our culture, how you grew up, and you hear people talk a certain way or something like growing up, like you just kind of buy into that.
So this is how I interpret this clip. She is basically saying that she grew up in a predominantly white town full of closed-minded people who were racist and homophobic, and that her 2016 video was based on the things that she had heard growing up in her small town. So basically, she is insinuating she made the video with the intention of coming off that way, while also saying that she was young and she was ignorant when she made the video, that she didn't really understand the things that she was saying. She just knew that it would cause controversy, and that she apologizes for not fully understanding what she was saying, and that she would never, ever purposely hurt anyone. And all I have to say to that is you have got to be kidding me.
Early on, if you guys don't know, in my YouTube career, like I think like my first couple viral videos were about Mitt Romney. Overtly done myself down. Like, I'm voting for Mitt because my cat's name is Mittens. And what was so funny for me is like big channels like the Young Turks were picking that up and critiquing the video. Like this is a Mitt Romney supporter. And I just thought in a way it was kind of like satire. And I thought it was funny, and there was a troll video, and it worked. Like I was on like Larry King's like CNN show, like that was on YouTube. I forgot what that was called. Like something that started with an O. Like after the debates, they would have me on, and I would just dumb myself down a lot because I grew up with people like Jesse Simpson who would like say, buffalo wings, are they like wings? Do buffaloes have wings? Or, like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. And so that was always my angle for a long time on television shows and on YouTube. Like I was like, this is a dumb person because it's someone to laugh at and someone that will go viral. And that Mitt Romney video, I remember at the time it made me like, it wasn't a ton of money now, like thinking about hindsight, but I was like, it paid my rent. So I was just like, dang, I gotta do more of these like controversial videos. And it wasn't until like years later, my friend Shane reminded me, like, you don't have to do this anymore. Like, people like you for you. Like people are watching for you and your personality. And it really did click. And I was just like, okay, like I don't want to do it. It made me feel bad. Like it started making me feel bad because I was seeing genuine people who like.
So wait, why are we getting shown these clips? To like be like Trisha's a liar? I mean, I think we all believe that anyway. You know what I mean?
Like genuinely supported me and liked what I did, be like, this really hurts me and I don't want to hurt anyone. And like I think at the time like I wasn't thinking I'm not hurting anybody. The Twitter one I was going around was like the last one I did when I was like 25 or 26, 25. And it just sucks that so many people even like support Trump, like, especially now. And
it's crazy to me that she's talking about these like troll videos she did when she was like 25, 26, and she's like, you know, I can't believe I did that. And looking back now, and I'm like, I'm 20 and I wouldn't do that knowing the repercussions it would have. So like in 5 years time, 6 years time, 7 years time, me doing that, I'm sure I'd be even more on board with not wanting to be a part of that. So it's crazy using like being like mid-20s as an excuse, because it's not really the one to have, in my opinion.
And look, this is like the main meat and potatoes of it, especially now. I can definitely say without hesitation that I don't support Trump.
So here we are talking about the Mitt Romney video and her specifically saying that she dumbed herself down and said ridiculous stuff that made no sense. That is not the tone for the 2016 video. She is specifically talking about the 2015 video where she looked like Marilyn Monroe and trying to pass it off for the 2016 video that people posted clips of on Twitter. I really think she thought that this would work because this clip on Twitter was a very short clip. Look at the screenshot. It's 15 seconds, which isn't long enough to get an overall tone of the video. And anyone that didn't see the full video would probably buy into this trolling bullshit that she is trying to push into this video. Trisha likes to bury her past, ignore taking accountability, and rewriting history to fit whatever narrative she is trying to push for herself. I said at the beginning of the video that the clips from the Trump video are almost impossible.
No, she was mid-20s in these videos. She's now like 30-something.
Fine. Once Trisha removed the video and realized the backlash on it wasn't going away so easily, I think she scrubbed everything she could so that the video was almost non-existent. I personally believe she knew there wasn't many clips online during this time, and she had a shot at making people believe that it was satire to cushion the backlash. If you're wondering how she scrubbed most of the clips off the internet, I believe she copyright claimed anyone that posted clips from that video. I found an article online about the Trump video that had posted a clip, and it specifically shows that Trisha copyright claimed the clip. She was determined to erase this from the internet, and she did a pretty good job at hiding it until it came back up in 2019.
Good night, Mom. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night.
I personally believe she thought enough time had passed that nobody would remember she pushed this video as her actual feelings and beliefs. But what she forgot to scrub was her original tweets, and it didn't take long for people to piece everything together.
Above all else, like, I just feel awful that anyone would think that I'm this like monster and that I would like support someone that does this stuff. It's like I don't know what to do, and it's like if making that video, that specifically the ones going on that Trump one, I mean like the Trump shirt, like encourage people to like, because at the time like he did not have a nomination, that encouraged people to actually vote. Because the Mitt Romney one I thought just made me look so stupid and like on a purposeful way, like purposely trying to make me look stupid. Like I just thought the same for the Trump. I'm just like, oh, this is something that people are gonna laugh at, they're gonna be mad at, they're gonna share, it's gonna go viral, it's gonna make money. Like, that video's down, I'm not making any money off that anymore.
I'm gonna stop her right here really fast, and I just want to point this out because I already showed you guys the clips of her saying that she ended up posting the 2016 video because it might influence people on how they should vote. So again, another lie. And the other thing I want to bring up real quick is she keeps saying that the video was posted way before Trump had the nomination, which is another lie. The video was posted in April of 2016. He had the nomination, and he later won the presidential election at the end of 2016. That was the whole reason she posted the video, because the election wasn't that far away. In fact, 7 months after her 2016 Trump video was posted.
I've forgotten that this video is about Daniel. Who's Daniel?
She put out the following tweet on November 10th, 2016. People still complaining about Donald Trump. Like he doesn't get unelected the more you whine. She went on to say, everyone needs to chill the fuck out. Donald Trump is our president. Don't like it. Move out of the country. But this whining is annoying. Just so many lies. She ends her apology with more contradictions that we have already gone through and starts crying about how the world is today while telling everyone she meant no harm.
I should probably stop here because I just go on and on, but I don't support Trump. Those videos were made 5 years ago, and they were made to be satire. They were made to be like, wow, look at this video. It has all my videos were my trolling videos. I've said it 1,000,001 times. I don't think I've done a trolling video since then in like 5 years because it just doesn't feel good to me. I don't like anyone to feel like I'm, even if it is in satire and just, I don't want anyone to feel less than. I just apologize, and I apologize for being, ignorant, for thinking like, oh, those are funny videos and like it's fine. In a way, I thought of it like a very like satire, the way like SNL and Matt TV was, But I realized that these are very serious topics, and I think back then, especially when I made that video, no one knew hardly anyone thought Trump would win, and then what his administration would be, and it sucks, and it sucks that it'll haunt me forever, and it will, and it's out on the internet, and
I cannot believe this was the same length as Shane's video. No, this is double the length of Shane's video. Shane's video was 59 minutes long. This is 2 hours and 16 minutes. Oh my god, do you hear Milo meowing? Hear him meowing. Do you want to know what that reason is? Because I closed the living room door so he couldn't come in here because he chews all my fucking wires.
But there's some sort of stability in this world. I have young children in my family, and I hope there's some peace in this world, and like the gun violence and all that stuff is so scary, and this whole deporting people, not letting people leave the country, it's like so freaking awful. It's just awful. It feels like
not her now being like deporting people and all like this, and in her previous video she was like, build the wall. She's like, I'll help build it. Oh my god, do you hear him? Oh, he stopped. It's crazy. Why is he acting like that?
You just feel very helpless. Especially me, specifically me, because I don't know what to do, and I don't want anyone to ever feel bad. I know I've said so many times, like I truly don't want anyone to feel bad or that I'm against anybody. Like I just don't know what else to say, but.
In my opinion, apologies mean absolutely nothing if you're going to lie throughout your entire apology. So after Trisha uploaded this video, she went over to her Twitter like she usually does and put out several tweets responding to people. One person said, "Why did people bring up a video from 2016? Like, what the hell?" Trisha responded with, "No clue, but I apologized days after making it, and I'll apologize for the rest of my life. It's always going to be a part of my past, and that sucks, but I gotta keep going. It's why I stay far away from talking about politics these days. I'm so uninformed. Always have been." You guys saw the whole timeline surrounding the 2016 video. Where the hell did she apologize? Unless it's the lost video that was titled "I'm a racist homophobic bitch," but given the title, I highly doubt there was an apology in there. If that video was truly her feelings and beliefs back then why would there be an apology video? Because judging from the tweets and her behavior, she was trying everything she could to avoid doing an apology. Instead, she lied about a fan and called him a stalker for sympathy. But anyways, let's get back to the tweets. Another person said,
When are we going to get back to Daniel?
to hear your apology explanation video. Was shocked at the video on Twitter because I really enjoy your content, and I genuinely believe you have a kind heart, and was really sad about it. I believe you, and I understand what you were doing back then. Thank you for owning up." And Trisha replied with, "It'll always be a skeleton in my closet. All I can do is apologize and educate myself. I thought saying crazy shit would get me attention and views, and it did. That's what I cared about back then. Was not worth it at all." And another person said, "I feel kind of bad because a lot of people don't have context, and they see a video on Twitter and believe it's present you, and that you actually support Trump." And Trisha replied with, "It makes me sick to my stomach. Truly, it's not me, and I would never support that." Someone else said, "What's the tea with Trisha Paytas?" And Trisha replied with, "She's canceled, boo." Someone else said, "So you don't support Trump? I wasn't mad about it. You're a grown woman who can think for herself. I was just disappointed." And Trisha replied with, "I do not support Trump." Someone else said, "Trolling, a form of satire like comedy, dating back to the early forms of social media and the beginnings of YouTube, perfected by the queen of the internet at Trisha Paytas." And Trisha replies with, "Aw, and now it haunts me forever." Someone else said, "When you have the kind of massive following that you do, you need to take it upon yourself to become educated on these kinds of topics before you make broad, sweeping claims." And Trisha replied with, "Agreed. A lesson learned almost instantly after I posted the video in 2016. Has not happened since." I think it's kind of funny she is slipping up in these tweets. In the video, she kept saying it was 5 years ago, way before Trump's nomination.
I'm gonna be honest, Trisha's going so back and forth in this that I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, she's so inconsistent and so unreliable that, like, I don't care. Like, I'm not... Like, I don't take her seriously. Well.
And here she is admitting...
Maybe that's unpopular.
The video was posted in 2016. I mean, it's not hard math to do. 2016 to 2019. That's 3 years, not 5. But moving on, from this point on, Trisha stays with a new narrative that the Trump video was trolling and satire. Fast forward to June 17, 2020, Trisha put out a tweet that said the following: "How people can just full-on blatantly support Trump on social media is beyond me. Like, maybe it was cute to troll, or not, before he even got the nomination, but now it's, like, embarrassing. Like, take..."
Oh my god, so many fucking tweets. Can we get back to Daniel? Oh. My finger said, yeah, let's get back to Daniel. No. 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 No.
Cheers to almost 5.5 hours on stream.
Oh, don't say that. Okay.
Fast forward to June 17, 2020, Trisha put out a tweet that said the following: "How people can just full-on blatantly support Trump on social media is beyond me. Like, maybe it was cute to troll, or not, before he even got the nomination, but now it's, like, embarrassing. Like, take your Make Your America Great Again hat off. You might as well be wearing a white hood. It's so blah." And all I have to say to that is, yes, she really fucking said that. Then on July 5th, 2020, she put out a tweet that said the following: "Just like people who support Trump. Cool, support him, I guess, but you really gonna post and be proud of all of that on social media when he's literally so damaging for 95% of America? Like, stop. Just be stupid and quiet or something. Yikes."
Meanwhile, her, build the wall. I hate immigrants. She literally goes, what did she say? She said, "I'm over Mexicans." You're right, Trish. She's just like the most that's why I can't take this seriously. Like, I'm not, it just is kind of like, okay.
And then on July 22nd, 2020, Trisha uploaded a video that was
Ooh,
titled
that thumbnail.
Apologies, where she is explaining...
She's challenging Shane for fucking ugliest thumbnail. Ow! 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 Ow!
to everyone how to do a proper apology, which is just laughable because I've never seen a genuine apology from Trisha ever. But anyways, she brings up her 2016 Trump video and tells more lies. Check it out.
I don't say, because I feel like it's a wrong way to apologize. I don't say things like, I never said this, but things like, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry you took it that way. Or, I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Even I know that's a lie. Even you know. She goes, I've never said I'm sorry you feel that way. Didn't we just watch a clip where she was like, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way about me being racist or something like that?
Hurt you, but you did this, so that's why I did that. Like, you can't make an excuse when you apologize. Now, there's a difference, obviously, like YouTuber apologies, because I know I said I wasn't talking about that, but like going to that, trying to defend yourself. Maybe someone thinks you were this monster, right? For me, for instance, when I did videos saying I supported Trump way before I even had the nomination to run for president, when I literally thought it was a joke, and I did videos, obviously, I defended myself by saying, hey, just to clear the air, because, and in this case, this is a one-way apology, because obviously my viewer did nothing.
Yeah, I mean, this is very gaslighty. The good news is, though, we only have 2 minutes left.
Right? But to clear the air, I was like, hey, I'm not political. Actually, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I never watched the news to this day. I still don't watch the news. I still have never voted to this day. Not that that's a great thing either, but I'm so uninformed with this.
That's like almost worse to say. I don't watch the news and I've never voted. Like, I'm so happy for you. You feel that, like, there's no real pressing issues in your life that you need to, vote for. Or that you don't know anyone that you would ever want to vote if they're, experiencing prejudice or exclusion. And, you know what I mean? Like, that is equally a worse thing to say as well. I just hate this attitude.
Kind of stuff. I was ignorant and dumb. I really didn't realize the severity of those comments. So I'm like, there was a little bit of defending myself. So.
And then when she voted for Joe Biden, she said the only reason she did it was so that she could make a TikTok out of it. So this is why she's just such an unreliable, she's just so unfucking reliable.
People at least knew that I'm not this like right-wing Trump supporter that like got called out, so I changed my tune. So I like had to defend myself a little bit in that. But then to this day, when I'm like, no excuse. That was stupid. I wanted money from the video, and that's it. And that's like, I feel like an apology, right?
I am sure there are other times
she goes, that's an apology, right? Her being like, oh, I just did it because I wanted money. I wouldn't necessarily call it an apology, Trish, but like, okay. Sure.
This video and lied about it even more recently, but I think this gives a clear picture of the lies surrounding the Trump video. I said at the beginning of this video that this isn't about the politics, but I did find the full original 2016 Trump video thanks to someone that posted it on the Reddit page Trishaland Wifeys. I have linked the full Trump video in the description box in an unlisted video. I highly suggest that you watch that video from beginning to end and come back and
I don't want to.
Comment below your thoughts on the video. Was it trolling or was she being serious? You guys know.
But what if we don't care?
That I 100% believe that it is her personal feelings. If she just would have been honest about it and said that that was her personal feelings and beliefs at that time, and just would have said something like, looking back on it now and becoming more educated about the topics I was discussing, I no longer stand behind that video and I sincerely apologize if it offended anyone. People would have had a lot more respect for her.
Sadie, at this point, I'm just mad chilling.
To this day, people...
Secret option number 3, Emma says, don't give a fuck. Us, after watching a 2 hours and 15-minute long video, I don't give a fuck. After watching 2 hours of it, why would we care? We watched 2 hours of it.
Actually believed that she was trolling back then, and they brush it off like it was nothing, which is pretty messed up considering that she said in the apology video that it was stuff that she was repeating from her roots and hometown. Either way you look at it, it's not a good look for Trisha. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate everyone's patience with
But anyway, that's all I've got. This was longer than any of the Scream movies that I've literally been binging. I'm on Scream 4 right now. I'm about to watch Scream 5 tonight, hopefully, so I can go watch Scream 6 tomorrow. This is longer than every single one of those fucking movies. Mysterious? All love, right? But whenever I open a fucking Scream movie and it's longer than an hour and 50 minutes, I consider whether I want to watch it. I just watched more of your fucking video than any of those Scream movies. And I love Scream movies. Like, this is... okay. Sorry, let's hear the last 50 seconds. We've listened to 2 hours and 16 minutes. We may as well get the last fucking 50 seconds. Wait.
Video being released, and if you made it to
So
the end of this
lame.
video, I genuinely hope that you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. I also want to give a special thanks to all my members. And
I want to give a special thanks to Adam and the Muckers for watching. Oh, you're welcome, Mysterious.
Special thanks to Mimi's Art for all the channel art. I love all my subscribers so much. Thank you so much for sticking with me over this past year, and I will see you all in the next video.
Cheers.
Well, okay. Let me dissect. That was... okay, there were a lot of parts of that video that I was interested by. Mainly the hypocrisy section. There were a lot of parts of that video that were so unnecessary, just like coming across as like very like catty, and what did Reddit say? We already went through what Reddit said halfway through though. That was all I find. I just think that, I mean, the Daniel part, if you watch the entire video, got, like, absolutely overshadowed. Absolutely overshadowed. I mean, a shit ton of work went into this video, so props for that. I mean, whether it's a video that I love, hate, adore, obsess over, despise, any of, you know, putting that amount of work into a video, you know. And I genuinely mean that. Anyone who, you know, devotes that amount of time to doing something like that. I just think the video, from what I then find out on Reddit about the amount of messages, the amount of tweets, the amount of everything from Daniel, if you can remember that the video was originally about Daniel, makes me, like, not trust a lot of the video, just because I know that there's a lot that was left out. And so then I'm kind of left thinking, like, oh, what else was left out? And now, again, you can't include everything. I'm 100% aware of that. Like, but it just, like, if I had just seen Mysterious's video, I'd be like, oh my god, this guy is a creep. Daniel is a creep. But then I saw the tweets and I was like, oh, I actually understand Trisha's point of view, but I also don't like Trisha because Trisha endorsed the behavior, and, you know, she knew that he had autism and that he very much so didn't understand social cues, and she was definitely abusing that, and, you know, definitely abusing the fact of making him feel like he was a friend so that he would defend her and stuff like that. Like, I think both of them are in the wrong, but there was just a lot of information left out that Reddit were so then easily able to, you know, show, and I'm like, oh my god, if Mysterious was doing a deep dive in this, how have Reddit found all these things so easily? I don't know. I'm all over the place with it. I've really came to no conclusion. The ending part with the Trump video kinda lost me. I'll be honest. I mean, great points, genuinely great points about, you know, the hypocrisy, that Trisha really doesn't care about, you know, voting and, you know, the amount of racist things she said that she always doubles down on, then goes against when, you know, she trolls and then she trolls too far and she goes against it. There's a lot of great points in the video. I did think I was going to sit down and have more of a formed opinion of everything, including Daniel, because I knew it was kind of controversial. Unfortunately, I don't for you. And I mean, I know unless you do, I mean, I really don't. That's my take on this video. A lot of people wanted me to watch it, and the only reason I felt comfortable fully watching it was because I know that Mysterious has watched my videos. I mean, we all know what we're doing. We're watching for Fairy's commentary. We're, you know, adding our things. I mean, shout out to the amount of work that went into this, and I know that Mysterious knows that in watching, you know, she was watching one of my videos on her stream the last day, and she was, you know, being really nice, and I really appreciate that. And again, I have a lot of respect for anyone who puts in work in anything like this, even if I don't like it or I love it. But yeah, I finished this video in a lot more neutral slash iffy way than anything. Am I Team Daniel or Team Trisha? No. I think everyone's the asshole. If you know our Am I the Asshole series, everyone's the asshole. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I actually have nothing else to say. I mean, yeah, I have nothing else to say. And neither does chat. Yup, neither exactly. Okay, well, thank you for allowing me to watch that, and I know a lot of you wanted me to watch it, so there you go.